Puerto Rico. Free safety, number 16, Kyle Dormer. At rover, number 37, Steve Sanders. And at cornerback, number 23, John Washington. For the Purple Raiders, under head coach Jeff Dart, the offensive starting lineup. At left tackle, number 74, Brandon Poundstone. And left guard, number 16, Carson Barrett. The center, number 73, John Valentine. And right guard for the Purple Raiders, number 79, Jonathan Basala. The right tackle, number 75, Ben Lilly. At quarterback for the Raiders, number 9, Braxton Plum. The running backs will be number 3, DeAndre Parker, and number 2, Josh Petroselli. Wide receivers, number 6, Wade Ruby Jr., number 19, Jaden Manley, and number 0, Derek Harvey Jr., and the tight end, number 86, Evan Wygant. The Mules have gone through the playoff first two rounds with victories over Framingham State, New York, by the score of 45-0. And last week, we went to 7 Delaware Valley, 14-0. The Purple Raiders defeated Washington and Lee, 52-0. And last week, against number 16, Johns Hopkins, had a 45-35 victory. North Central Illinois in Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. No other playoff games today are now behind us at starting times. With the scores when we receive them.
Last week, Mount Union took on a Johns Hopkins team that gave them their toughest test yet in the 2021 playoffs. The Raiders combined an aerial attack that scored 4 touchdowns with a defense that created 3 turnovers to beat the Blue Jays and move on to the Division III quarterfinals. The last time the Purple and White played a quarterfinal game, the opponent was Muhlenberg. The contest took place in a driving rain that made passing tough for both teams. Running back Josh Petroselli took control of the Raider offense, scoring 3 touchdowns and carrying Mount Union to victory. It's the Mules versus the Raiders again today to see who can move on to the semifinals. Next.
Stuff him. Oh, ball's loose. And Danny Robinson ends up with it. He cuts back. It's a foot race, and he's gone. And he is in the open, and that's a Mount Union touchdown.
From Mount Union Stadium in Alliance, Ohio, it is time for NCAA Division III playoff football. Hello there, everybody. I'm Harry Patus, and along with Mark Miller, we're going to be bringing you all of the action of this quarterfinal NCAA Division III game between the host Mount Union Purple Raiders and the visiting Muhlenberg Mules. And you know, Mark, these two teams would have been unfamiliar with each other except for a couple years ago when they met in the quarterfinals.
2018, and it was a good game at that point, too. And that was Coach Nate Millen's first season. He lost that year, but only lost 3 times since then. He's done a great job in his 4 years at Muhlenberg, no doubt about it.
And, of course, Jeff Dart, the head coach of the Purple Raiders, new to the coaching profession, but on that particular year, he was on staff.
That's right. Offensive coordinator, was the OAC Assistant Coach of the Year, now the head coach with an undefeated spring, and now so far an undefeated fall. And so 2 really good matchups as far as coaches. What do you expect in the national quarterfinals or semifinals, right?
They're all good at this point, that is for sure. Now, Muhlenberg comes in with an outstanding quarterback, but again, he's not unfamiliar either because he played here in his sophomore year in a kind of a off and on rainstorm.
Yeah, another left-handed thrower. You know, we saw that last week, and they had some success. We're hoping that Netkowski, his name's Michael Netkowski, doesn't have that success this year, but a 2-time Centennial Conference Player of the Year. He's thrown for just over 3,500 yards and a whole bunch of touchdowns, I think 44. But in 2018, as a sophomore, he threw 3 interceptions, so he might be have a little tendency to give it up occasionally, but you know, their defense is also really good. They haven't been scored on in the playoffs. Spencer Karen is a linebacker of theirs. He leads them with 90 tackles. They're a good team, both sides of the ball, no doubt.
That's the thing. If you looked at their scores in the playoffs, you think, wow, they're great defense. They've been shutting out their opponents. But then you look at the stats and you say, wow, what an offense, because they have it all together. And they are a passing team primarily, not unlike Mount Union.
Yeah, that's right. And for Mount Union, you know, you remember a couple of years ago, and you pointed this out as soon as we got in the booth, that Petroselli went to the running back out of the Wildcat and just ran it up and down the field. 219 yards on the day, over 100 in the fourth quarter, a couple of touchdowns, and he really was the difference. And Mount Union's got a great defense too. Number 4 in scoring in the nation. Malik Britt has 6 interceptions. So against a team that likes to throw it a lot, maybe Malik and his buddies will get a couple more picks. They could use it today.
Well, Mount Union has had good balance throughout the season. When the offense sputters a little bit, the defense picks it up. Likewise, the other way around. Well, action about to take place here at Mount Union Stadium to see who gets to the semifinals, and we'll be back right after this.
Being a triple major is very busy. I love it though. One of the main reasons was because Mount Union had a very flexible program, and I looked at a lot of these other big schools. I really liked the one-on-one interaction with the professors that I was able to get. Every single class requires at least one major presentation. I'm not only learning how to do the actual engineering and the math, but I'm also learning how to take those results and actually translate them into something that's able to be read by a CEO. So it wasn't just a science approach to engineering, it was very well-rounded.
Well, back at Mount Union Stadium, just about ready to get underway as we have the coin flip about to take place. These two teams in the quarterfinals. Mount Union 12-0, and the Muhlenberg Mules 11-1. Their lone setback was to Ursinus early in the season. Let's see, did we pick up the officials?
A further option to the second half.
Mount won the toss and deferred.
Yeah, so that's new because they've lost the toss the last couple of games, and so this time they had the.
Muhlenberg is elected to receive.
They had the benefit of winning the toss. They've deferred, and here are the officials for this contest. Mike Goldstein is the referee, umpire Jim Lawson. Head linesman is Mike Hoffman, and then the rest of the staff is Hamilton, Wooten, Schmitz, and Davis. And you know, you look at those skies here in that camera shot there, beautiful blue skies. It's 44 degrees, and the wind, they say, is coming from the northwest, but it's kind of, looking at the flag right now, it looks like it's straight west, which will affect the passes, you know, from west to east. And we've seen that here at Mount Union Stadium when, you know, somebody's tried to launch the long ball. It'll drift a little bit toward the east, and so that could be a factor, but it's not nearly as big of a factor as if the wind is north and south.
Yeah, December in Alliance, Ohio, we're pretty fortunate to have a day like this. They'll take it for sure.
Yeah, well, back when these two teams played in 19, you know, the weather was just, you know, rainy, and the week before that it was rainy. So very fortunate here in 2021 to have this kind of weather. Well, we mentioned the fact that Mount won the toss and deferred, which means Muhlenberg will be getting the opening kickoff as Nick Beek is going to be teeing it up here momentarily.
And one thing the Raiders have to be very careful of, Muhlenberg leads the nation in kickoff returns, so you got to cover this baby well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. We saw Nick D kind of bloop, hit the kickoff high in the air, requiring an up man to call for a fair catch. It'll be interesting to see how they play this one. So we're just about set to go, and as we remarked, it's perfect day for football. Mid-40s, and Deke will send it deep. And it will be returnable from the 6-yard line. And down he goes. The man with the ball was Christopher Ardito, and he is going to be downed, right around the 20-yard line or so. I think they'll give him the 21, it appears. So that's where Muhlenberg will put it in play.
Aaron Hawk on the tackle there for Mount Union. They decided to kick it down to those returners, but they did kick it high, so the guys had a lot of time to cover.
Here's Michael Natkowski. Some big numbers there. 287 completions, over 3,500 yards, 44 touchdowns. He does have 11 interceptions.
Completes over 70% of his passes. That's pretty good.
And he has played here before. He was a sophomore on this very field when Mount Union won the quarterfinal over Muhlenberg. And not surprisingly, he's going to throw on first down, and it's almost intercepted. Stepping in front of the receiver was Derek Bradley, and we almost had a pick six to start the game.
Yeah, it would have been negated because there's a roughing the passer penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 10. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now, what that tells you, that's bad for Raiders, no doubt. But what that tells you is they got through right away because this is a quick rhythm pass and they still were able to get a hit on him. Looked like from the blind side.
So you're right, that would have been an exciting play, but it would have been a disappointing play because of the roughing the passer. But a quick 15-yard gain there for Muhlenberg. Not a good time to get that. And of course, there's never a good time to get a 15-yard penalty. So it's Natkowski again. This time there's a give to the running back and going nowhere on the play. That was DeLuca, I believe. Here's that offense. DeLuca is the primary running back. Their receivers are Jenkins, Feaster, and Daniel. Feaster's the guy to watch, and Deldon is the tight end. And up front they go Greenberg, Baker, Reith, Bernberek, and Rockensees. And the Raiders, with the big rush, dropped Natkowski for a loss. They tried to go play action. Natkowski kept it, and the Raiders were there as Beers led the charge.
And Duke Hill was in there quickly to make Natkowski step up in the pocket where Beers hit him. A lot of times it's not where the quarterback is planted that the sack occurs, but you're forcing into another rush lane, and that's where the sack occurs.
So the Raiders getting through on a couple of occasions now as Natkowski has tried to pass. It's 3rd and 16 for the Mules. Looking, now having to roll, throws, and it's incomplete. Threw it at the feet of his intended receiver. Let's look at that Raider defense, which has come up big so far in the first series. You got Beers, Hill, Lilja, and Ford across the front. Linebackers are McMillan, Kovath, and Griffin. And the secondary, Jones, Sexton, Britt, and Bradley.
And the last play there, that is not Natkowski's strength. They forced him to throw on the run, and even going to his left, his primary side, he threw the thing right into the ground. He is a pocket passer. If they can move his feet, advantage Raiders.
Kevin Olifer is back for Muhlenberg to punt it away. Raiders came after it. It's a high spiraling kick. Good kick. That is taken at the 25, trying to get the corner, but runs out of room. Nice return there, as it was Ray Williams. And a flag at the end of the play.
They hit him out of bounds. So this will move it up there 15 more yards. That was a great return. You know, the coverage was pretty much on him, but he caught it and was able to slip some people. He's very shifty back there as a punt returner. Mount is blessed with a couple of good punt returners.
So the flag thrown on the far side.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number, or kicking team number 39. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
So that will give the Raiders excellent field position. Let's take another look as Williams is running out of bounds. And then, yeah, tackled tackled onto the track. So Mount puts it in play from its own 44-yard line. Braxton Plunk's numbers: 305 completions, 3,800 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions.
Yeah, 2 Gallardi finalists here playing quarterback, both with great numbers.
Plunk's going to give it to Petroselli, or is that no, it's a DeAndre Parker. Yeah, he goes up to the 40-yard line. Parker with the handoff. I just naturally, because when Muhlenberg played Mount Union last, Petroselli had a big game. That was Parker, though, and here is the Mount offense with Parker, and then the wide receivers Ruby, Manley, Harvey Jr., and the tight end Wygant. And then up front, it's Poundstone, Barrett, Valentine, Bassano, and Lilly. 2nd and 4, and it's Parker again, right side, bangs into the defenders and gets close to the first down. Looks like they're going to mark him about a half-yard short.
Mount Union likes to run a lot of multiple tight end sets on offense, and the backup is typically Chase Lawson, out today with an injury. Davis Ward takes his spot.
Quickly, the defense for Muhlenberg: Davila, Nazaire, and Ogren. Then Kieran, Barnett, Palmer, and Dodona, followed by Sirocco, Dormer, Sanders, and Washington. And Mount trying to get that first down. Looks like they're going to get it, as it was Parker again with the carry. They do get to the 45-yard line, and it's a first down.
Good job by DeAndre. I think he had it with the first initial thrust, but pushed back, and then second effort got it for sure.
So the right side, they're working that offensive front on the right side, and they've created some nice openings for Parker, picking up a first down. Ball at the 45, not keeping it on the ground so far. And it's Parker again, slipping a tackle, and gets gang tackled at about the, I'll call it the 42-yard line.
You can see why Muhlenberg's good on defense. There are some holes, but they close quickly. That was a 3-yard gain that looked like maybe he was kind of out the gate.
Yeah, Pat Palmer led the Mules on that play. There's number 46 right there, fighting off a block and clogging the hole. So it'll be 2nd down and 7.
All runs so far for the Raiders.
Yeah, trying to set the pass up, aren't they? Parker to the left. And now Plunk wants to throw. Has time. Across the middle it goes, wide open. That is Parker. He's to the 20, 15, 10, inside the 10 and down at the 8. And there is a flag.
Yeah, thrown right in the middle of the field, pretty much where Parker caught the ball. There wasn't a pick. There wasn't any interference. Mount Union's clapping. Maybe it was a hold on one of the other receivers trying to get downfield. I don't know. Let's see.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, this penalty's declined, result of the play, first down.
Yeah, the play is much better than a penalty would have been.
For sure, a little flip to Parker, who found himself wide open in the middle of the field.
Well, shades of the John Carroll game here, where DeAndre Parker got his first start and caught, I think, 12 passes. They just kept dropping so deep that Braxton just kept dropping it off, and DeAndre had a big game that day.
So Raiders on the move with their first possession. They've got it 1st and goal at the 8. Opening moments of this Division III quarterfinal game from Mount Union Stadium. Plunk with Parker to his left. And it's going to be Parker bouncing it to the outside, looking for the corner. Did he get there? It's close. And they're going to say he stepped out actually at the 2. He did move the pylon, but only after he stepped out.
Again, working that right side, Harry, like you called. And there you see the pulling guard. Good blocking downfield and nice effort. Ooh, that's a lot closer than what we initially thought it was.
Now Parker coming in with 800 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, after not playing a lot the first couple of games.
2nd and goal from the 2. Parker bouncing it to the right, and they're going to say short. Boy, it looked like he had the momentum for the goal line there, but Muhlenberg tightened quickly, and they're inside the 1-yard line now, 3rd and goal. There's Parker. Picks his way, but the Mules are there and use their numbers to knock him back, and the ball is resting, as I mentioned, just inside the 1, 3rd down.
Well, playing an offense like Muhlenberg, you want to get touchdowns, not field goals. It's an important 3rd and goal.
It's Parker trying to squeeze his way in, and touchdown.
I think they were hesitating because there was such a pile, but once they got close, he realized he was laying in the end zone, so he obviously crossed the point. That's a big-time drive right there, aided by the out-of-bounds personal foul penalty to get a short field, but still, nice drive.
And most of it on the run. They had the big pass play, but it was to a running back. And there you see the second effort, and you can see why they didn't rule until they could unpile, but Parker was across the goal line for the touchdown. Deke with the extra point, and it's no good. He pulled it. Rarity there. But the Raiders score on their first possession, 6-0 our score with 9:52 left in the first quarter. Back after this. Yeah, DeAndre Parker had a big series to give Mount Union a 6-0 lead. Defense held the Mules on their first possession, and then the offense took over and marched down the field. As you mentioned, Mark, they were aided by that penalty, but it was encouraging to see how the right side of that line in particular was dominating the line of scrimmage.
After the last couple of games, the running game stumbling quite a bit. I think it was probably a priority this week, and Jeff Dart says we're going to make the run game work on the first series, and it did.
So here's Mount, who cannot relax on these kickoffs. And Deke is going to send this time a line drive that's going to be taken at about the 5. And up the middle of the field, here they go. They are a good kickoff return team, and they prove it right there on the return for Muhlenberg. That was Christopher Ardito. And he gives Muhlenberg excellent field position at the 40. May want to reconsider kicking deep.
Yeah, the first one they covered well. That time you saw the crease. It's all about blocking on their kick returns, and that's why they're good. They don't have that scat back that's going to take it the distance by making a lot of missed tackles. Actually, no missed tackles on that return, but all the way down to the 42-yard line.
So Natkowski, second series. Had kind of a rough first series, but see what they do here with good field position. He's ready to throw and goes across the middle. He's got a man. Good coverage on the part of the Raiders, so it's a short gain. Pickup of about 5. As Feaster was in on the reception, and there's a lot of byplay after the whistle, but no flags, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
Listed as a wide receiver, he plays, that inside slot at 6 foot, 180 pounds. He got some size to him, but boy, Dettelin hit him as soon as he caught that ball. Good thing for him that he didn't pop that ball loose and give up a fumble.
2nd and 5. Natkowski is going to loft long, and it is dropped. Tough catch to make. Good defense on the part of Jones, who may have even gotten a hand on it. But really good coverage.
Great effort by Thomas Jenkins. Just throwing the fade one-on-one. There you can see great coverage, but he had 2 hands on it.
So it'll be 3rd down and 5 in what might even be 4-down territory. Natkowski across the middle, and another drop. There was good coverage on the part of the Purple Raiders, but probably should have been caught by Thomas Murphy. More on the coverage for Mount. And that'll be 4th and 5 at the 37.
Yeah, Rossi was right there. You're right. The ball was catchable. Not an easy catch, but rarely are they, right?
Yeah, true.
They're always off a little bit of somebody hanging on you. That's college football. Here they go, Harry. Like you said, going for it on 4th and 6.
So this is a big play offense. They're not afraid to go for it. And Natkowski back to throw. Now he wants to run for it. Now he does throw, and he's got a man, and he's got a 1st down and more. Down to the 20 and inside the 20 to probably the 19. That was Feaster. He bought just enough time to find Feaster coming across the middle. He had a notion to run for it and then saw Feaster cutting across the middle.
Well, really nice play by Netkowski. Here you can see the rush gets to him enough to make him move his feet again, and out of the corner of his eye, he sees a guy coming across the field. That's a big play on 4th and 6.
So Muhlenberg converts and keeps the drive alive, and now they're going to send trips to the left side. Nobody in the backfield.
They run a different formation.
Yes, they do. Now they bring somebody into the backfield. Netkowski's going to roll and try to maybe run. No, he does throw, and I think the catch is made. It is inside the 15 to the 13.
Well, that was the guy that had a chance to catch one earlier and didn't. Thomas Jenkins went up high and got 1 foot down. That's what you need. Again, flushing him out of the pocket. I think Netkowski's going to get a lot of practice at throwing on the run today.
Nice catch by Jenkins. Good throw by Netkowski. Now he's going to run the ball, or attempt to, and he's going to get stopped short of the front stick. So it's going to set up a 3rd and 1 now for Muhlenberg.
Yeah, that was just for show. You can tell he's not much of a runner. Got lots of blockers in front, just really hesitant even to get it up in there. I can relate to that. As a quarterback, I don't like running it too much.
Brader is the running back next to Netkowski, but he wants to throw. And he's going to throw across the middle, and it is complete for a 1st down inside the 5. And this time on the completion, it was Mitch Daniel. So that we're getting to see how they use those receivers. And they have come up clutch here in this drive.
Same play as the 4th and 6 crossing route. And you have 2 guys running crossing routes, hoping one of them picks the other guy off.
1st and goal at the 4. Netkowski throws, and is he in? Yes, no, they're saying no, he is not in. He's down inside the 1 as the reception was made by Thomas Murphy. Quickly to the line of scrimmage now. Netkowski's going to try to take it in, and I don't know about the second effort. No, the one official is saying he's short.
3rd down.
They tried to hurry up and sneak it in there before Mount could get a goal line defense in there, and it still didn't work.
And you could see how close he is to the goal line. Yeah, he's kind of sitting, or not sitting, but he's got the ball underneath him there. Ball is not across the goal line, so it's 3rd and goal with inches to go.
Now time for both teams to substitute and get the right play in, right defense.
And it's Brader, and he's not going to get in.
Wow, what a stand.
So now it's 4th. He actually lost a foot. So it's going to be 4th and about a half yard.
And that's a kind spot because they just drilled him back into the backfield. But you get forward progression. And so now 4th and 1. They think they can get a touchdown. They're going away from the field goal.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've driven this far. They already took a big chance on 4th down and converted. Now they're 4th and goal at the 1, just inside the 1 actually.
Points are important, but you're making the other team go 99 if you don't make it. So it's good strategy.
Netkowski rolling, now looking, now trying to find somebody. Now he's going to take it himself, and he dives in for the touchdown. Well, he took a big hit, but he got in.
Yeah, Ian Sexton hit him about the 1, but he had already launched his body, so the momentum carried him in. That's a nice effort by Netkowski, but you know, Muhlenberg's got to be concerned because they showed a lot of difficulty getting that ball in the end zone.
So watch Netkowski here, and he does give it up to get it in the end zone, even though the Raiders converged. And now Muhlenberg can take the lead with the extra point. Nick Stannard is the kicker. Ball is down, kick is in the air, and the kick is good. And with 5:17 remaining, it's Muhlenberg taking the lead over Mount Union 7-6. So again, as you look back on that drive, Mount looked like they had done a pretty good job defensively because the kickoff return set up the short field. And then they had him 4th and 6, and big clutch play by Natkowski to find his favorite receiver, Feaster, for the first down, and then they just kept on driving and finished the drive. Yep. Good job by the Mules.
4th and 6, 4th and goal. They converted both of them. So Mount Union's defense did not go easy on a short field, but still, points are on the board.
So 1 point difference. Two teams hooked up here as we thought they would be. We knew this was going to be a tight game. You know, when you get to the quarterfinals of the NCAA Division III, any team is capable of beating the other. I mean, there's only 8 teams left, and all of them earned their way here for sure. That's the beauty of the playoff system.
Well, the last quarterfinal Mount was in. They lost, right, to the eventual national champion. So, yeah, from that point forward, a lot of times due to seeding, those first couple of rounds, the higher seed should win, but we even saw an upset or two this year at the lower seeds.
So it's going to be for Mount Union taking the ball, Williams. They're trying to set it up to the right side. He's going to run to the sideline and get tackled out of bounds at about they may give him the 25. We'll see where he stepped out.
Timing just not very good on that return. Number one, the receiver had to backpedal to catch it, and that kind of messes up the timing, but there had been penetration through the front line of blockers before he got really rolling with it. So that's good coverage from Muhlenberg. And if they're good at returning them, they probably get good practice in practice at covering them, right?
They did there. So the line of scrimmage will be the 25 as Plunk comes out for the second series for Mount Union with 5:11 remaining. First quarter, Raiders down a point.
Need another player.
Yeah, now they've got Petroselli and Parker in there together. And Plunk's going to throw. Maybe. He's in trouble, and down he goes. He's going to lose 3 on the play as he actually went right into the arms of Christian Nazaire.
Yeah, nobody was open. At least nobody that he was looking at. He was looking to the right side where Ruby was, and good coverage prevented a rhythm pass, so now he's got to start to scan the field, and then it kind of gets cloudy in that pocket.
So it'll be 2nd and 13. Raiders used the run in the first series. Decided to come out throwing on the second series.
That's just smart play by Braxton Plunk. Got a free 5 yards by 2 of the Muhlenberg guys jumping off sides.
It's number 55, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So the sack yardage plus some is gotten back by the offside call. Sets up a 2nd and 8 now for the Raiders.
Back to a single back now with Petro in there.
Plunk's going to throw, and he does throw, but it's wide of the mark. Good coverage by Muhlenberg. It was intended for Manley.
Yeah, really good coverage. I looked at the 3 guys on this side, and they were covered tightly.
Well, that'll set up a 3rd and 8. It did kind of flood this side over here to the east side of the field.
They bring in nickel now with a couple of different pass rushers, so this is their 3rd and long defense.
And they do get to the quarterback, at least they have. Already have 1 sack here.
Yeah, Salisbury, I think they had 8 something last week.
Plunk to throw. Does throw. He's got a man, and it is complete to Harvey. And Harvey steps out of bounds and picks up a much-needed 3rd down conversion there.
You know, Derek Harvey, after having a huge game in their first playoff, was a little bit absent last week. Didn't get many balls thrown his way. He is a big factor because he's got that size and he can go deep, but he can also really control the inside.
Yeah, if you're doing a scouting report on Mount Union with the playoff run that Ruby has had, they have to make sure they cover him, but
That's
that
right.
should end up helping Harvey. Here's Plunk throwing it over to the big tight end, and he's going to run down the sideline and pick up a 1st down. On the reception, it was Evan Wygand.
It's certainly not in their scouting report because Evan hasn't caught the ball very much this year. They don't even throw it. Excellent blocker. You know, he doesn't get any mention on the all-league teams, but as a blocking tight end, probably the best in the league, but he can also catch. Maybe he'll have some balls thrown his way. Boy, he looked good on that one, didn't he?
He sure did, and he was open and managed enough yardage to pick up the 1st down into Muhlenberg territory now at the 49. Now Plunk to Petroselli. Petroselli dodges one man, but not the next. And he's dumped for a 2-yard loss. As they are well aware of Josh Petroselli. John Lorner that time with the tackle for a 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12. There's Petroselli coming in with 762 yards and 18 touchdowns. He went over the 5,000-yard career mark. Only he now ranks number 3 among Mount Union rushers behind Kamick and Moore.
Yeah, they weren't bad. Kamick and Moore.
Pretty good names to have in front of you.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Now Plunk's going to go deep, and Ruby can't quite catch up to it. And again, the wind may have taken that ball a little bit to the east. We've got about a 10-mile-an-hour, 12-mile-an-hour wind as I look at that flag. And Plunk put a lot under this one, trying to rely on Ruby to get there. But the ball just kept pushing toward the out of bounds, and he just couldn't catch up to it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Harry. It looked like Ruby was having a tough time gauging that one. Didn't run through it like he normally does.
3rd and 12. Picked up a big 3rd down conversion earlier in this drive. Plunk has time across the middle. It's complete, and it's going to be enough for the 1st down. And that was Manley on the reception.
Got him on a square in. It was man under with 2 deep coverage, so the underneath guys were running out of there. And unfortunately, Manley comes up with a little gimpy. He's got to go to the sideline, but this is a nice throw, nice catch. Right there, you can see him roll over on the ankle, and that's why Manley's over there trying to run it off.
I think he'll be back, even though he is gimping a little bit.
Well, when you run off the field, even if you got a little gimp to you, that means you got a chance, right?
Fresh set of downs for the Raiders. Harvey goes in motion. Plunk looking that way, and he's got a man wide open, and that is Gillard. Ulyss Gillard with the catch right near the front stick, but I think they're going to mark him about a yard short. 9-yard gain.
Showed you a little bit of Braxton Plunk's arm strength from the hash all the way to the sideline into the wind, because he's thrown it to the covered side and it got there. But it's good to see Ulyss back. Now they didn't call his name for a couple weeks.
Well, now they're saying they're moving the sticks. They said he did get to the 1st down marker. And with the ball at the 28, 1st and 10 Raiders. That's Petroselli finding an opening, going down the right sideline. He is going to be inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds just at about the 9-yard line.
Well, hitting a couple of passes sure helps the run game, just like the run game helps the pass. You know, it's good to be versatile and have both sets going, but there you see Petro not even touched till right there.
1st and goal for the Raiders. Ball just inside the 10. Petroselli again. His hesitation, though, costs him as the Mules have him and knock him backwards for a 2-yard loss. On the tackle, that was Fenstermaker. Or no, make that Ogren. But you got double numbers, so I went with the wrong one. Ogren was the tackler.
Wanted a cutback, and the cutback lane was not there. Good defense.
So that'll be 2nd down now and goal at the 12. Plunk looking, fade route, just out of the outstretched arms of Ruby, incomplete. He was there, but the pass was just a tad overthrown.
Yeah, they've just missed on 2 of them. Both of them would have been touchdowns. That time the defender got beat so badly, he just stopped and said, all right, it's either a touchdown or they're going to overthrow. So he just gives up. He's done.
So 3rd and goal.
Well, one thing they know, Ruby can beat that guy. He's beat him twice. Now they just got to connect him.
Petroselli in the backfield with Plunk, and he's going to take the handoff and look for an opening, but it does not occur, and he only picks up 2 to the 10, setting up a field goal attempt maybe for Mount Union here. Field goal team started out onto the field and then went back as we're going to probably have the end of the quarter. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. There are 12 seconds remaining in the quarter. Mount's already heading to the sideline, and they'll make their decision. 4th and goal at the 10 at the north end of the field.
End of the first quarter.
So that's the end of the first quarter, and our score, Muhlenberg 7, Mount Union 6. We'll be back after this timeout.
Without all the different scholarships that I have, I wouldn't be able to go to a private school like this. Mount Union offers a lot of different types of scholarships for different types of people. That has lifted a huge burden off of me, which allowed me to be able to come here. I chose Mount Union because there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one time with the professors who really work with you to help improve and grow and achieve new things. Because I felt like I was able to connect with the professors, I really felt like this was the place for me to be.
Well, it's decision time for Mount Union and Coach Jeff Dart. They trail 7-6. They've got it 4th and goal at the 10. And it looks like it's going to be a kick. It's going to be Nick Deek coming out onto the field for a 27-yard attempt. Todd Simons holds for Mount Union. Deek could give Mount Union the lead. Ball down, kick is in the air, and the kick is good. So Mount Union gets the lead on the field goal. 9-7 the score, 27-yard field goal by Deek. And so far this game going the way we thought it would.
Yeah, it's a tight one, and you can see flashes on both sides of the ball by both teams that they are formidable today. A couple of tackles for loss prevented Mount Union from probably taking it into the end zone down there, but Muhlenberg's got a bundle of those on the season. Like you mentioned, quite a few sacks, and even beyond that, tackles for loss where they hit the running back for 1 or 2 yards into the backfield, and that just lengthens the first down sticks a little bit, so they're good. As advertised.
Yeah, first quarter stats. Mount Union outgained the Mules 116-36 in that first half, but that short field and that big 4th down conversion by Muhlenberg was the difference. So we'll see how Mount plays this one. Their last kick, they've tried to kick it deep twice. Second time not quite as successful as the first time. And Deek's going to try to go deep with this one again, and again it's returnable at the 5-yard line. And this time down at the 21-yard line. Good kick coverage by Mount Union on the return. This was Ardito again.
Yeah, John Rowland, number 28, on the one-on-one tackle. Nice tackle. But you could see again, the blocking is very, very good. They must really rep that kick return because the returners are nothing special, but the blocking up front is very good.
So Nat Kowski will bring him out. Third possession by Muhlenberg.
Yeah, you can tell after that first quarter, possessions are at a minimum, or at a premium today.
Off the play fake, the ball is thrown for a completion at the 31-yard line. That was Feaster on the catch, and that was dangerously. You know, if he threw that just a little bit shorter, it would have been picked.
Yeah, it looks like he's very accurate. You're right. He has had to fit a couple in tightly. And if he's off a little bit, maybe an interception, but not so yet today. He is very accurate, at least to this point.
That pass completion to the 32-yard line. Feaster's the guy that you've got to watch. He's the favorite receiver.
Yeah, got about 100 catches already this season.
And here they come on the end around, and it's going to be good for about 3 yards as the ball was given to Thomas Jenkins.
Yeah, I think Feaster came in with 92 catches, and Wayne Ruby came in with 91. So Mount fans that know how valuable Ruby is to the pass game of Mount Union knows what Feaster means to Muhlenberg.
Good job of closing the hole there. 2nd and 7. Now Twins go to the wide side of the field. Kowski rolling left. He's going to throw deep, and he's got a man for the completion. That was Daniel on the catch. Can't lose sight of him either. We talk about Fiesker, but Daniel's a good receiver as well.
Yeah, he's caught a bunch too. He's just a little guy. They list him at 5'6", which means he's not. He's less than that. But you can see again, the ball was exactly where it needed to be. Inside, knocked down. Outside, out of bounds. He put it right there.
So into Mount Union territory go the Mules. Ball's at the 43-yard line. Kowski's going to throw a little screen, and Fiesker grabs it and gets first down yardage inside the 30 to the 28.
That's a play you see Mount Union run a lot, and they did a good job of it, blocked it well. You're just hoping to get it into a guy's hands that can run with it and then knock off a couple of defenders and let him get downfield. Good pursuit there by number 41 for Mount Union, Carson Kovac.
First and 10 at the 28. Kowski sets, throws deep, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and that should have probably been caught. That was Jenkins who was down there. He's looking for an interference call, but
he's looking for something because he knows he just dropped a touchdown. That ball went right through his hands, at least from up here it looked like it did. He turned to look and complain about interference or the sun in his eyes or something. He's looking for an excuse.
But Bradley, I think, just had good defense here.
I guess he's saying, hey, bump me, but the ball still went right through your hands, number 5.
Second and 10. Mules looking a little crisper here on this series than they were in the first two. Kowski looking. Throws deep down the field again and again. The ball hits the fingertips of the receiver, and it is incomplete. And this time, the receiver was Daniel. That was catchable, too.
I thought it was, too. Now, he's a little guy, so it's probably dropping in the hole out there, and maybe he didn't have great vision. But as much as they throw the ball, you'd think the receivers would catch the ball better than what they've shown they are so far.
Jalen Griffin supplied some good defense there as well, but it'll be 3rd down and 10 now.
Yeah, coverage has been good. I mean, this kid's just really accurate, putting it right where he needs to. His receivers need to help him out.
Raiders came, but they've set up a little screen to the left, and it's going to be caught and out of bounds for a first down. The reception out of the backfield there by DeLuca. Raiders came with the blitz, but they picked it up.
And that wasn't one of those quick screens to the outside. That was a regular drop back, invite them to rush and throw it over their heads.
Here's DeLuca going up the gut, and good second effort gets him inside. Yeah, he got inside the 10, or close to the 10. And they'll mark it at the 10, where it'll be 2nd and 5. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Kowski now flips one, and it's almost intercepted. That was Ford on the defense.
Cordell jumped the first time, and that's why Kowski pulled it down, because he knew he couldn't throw it through him, and then he threw it again, and Ford went up and almost picked it off. This is great defense by Ford. Watch him jump, stop it, and then almost pick it off.
3rd and 5 from the 10.
Well, big play. They'll probably try to take the field goal if they can't get in and get the lead back.
Trips to the right side. Kowski looking that way. Throws across the middle. A great grab this time for the touchdown. So they dropped 2 touchdown passes, and this time a one-handed grab by Daniel for the score.
I think they got another roughing the quarterback penalty, so this will be taken on the kickoff. You're right. We shouldn't have made fun of him, because he came back and made a great catch.
So he only goes 5'6" according to the roster, but he needed every bit of that 5'6", and here's the roughing the passer call.
Defense number 8, this penalty being forced on the kickoff play, touchdown.
So Daniel with a nice grab at the goal line. Kowski had just enough time to find him, and he scores. So now on for the extra point is Stannard, Nick Stannard, kicking at the south goal post. Ball down, kick in the air, kick These guys are pretty slow, but they did get their hands up there, and it is good. So, with the score, Muhlenberg 14, Mount Union 9. 12:01 remaining first half. We'll be back after this. Well, here you see the score. The Mules up 14-9 again. Got a seesaw battle going here. And as a result of the roughing the passer, they will tee it up at midfield. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. There's, you know, you can kick it into the end zone and Mount gets it at the 25, or you can maybe have some options.
Hang it up high over the goal line, make them return it, and hope that coverage gets them inside the 25.
No, he's going to line drive it. Yep. I don't know. To me, it seems like what you described is the better option, because you've got the advantage now to, you know, make them return it. Try to kick it to about the 1 or 2.
Yeah,
of course, they can always call the fair catch.
Yeah, if you got a decent kicker, that's a waste of a penalty, really, because you know, if you got a good kicker, he's going to kick it deep into the end zone anyway. So that time they just drive it out of the end zone. So here comes Mount, starting on their 25, and they've got to do good things with the football, because Muhlenberg has proven that they can score.
Yeah, we're seeing signs of a shootout. We thought this game could go either way. It could be a defensive battle or it could be a shootout, and it looks like so far both teams have been able to move the football. Plunk on the handoff, and I think that was Parker, but only picked up about a yard. Ball came out.
On the field as the runner's forward progress was stopped. Second down.
Yeah, Parker did give up the football, but only after he gave himself up, and it's a pickup of about 2 on the play.
You see DeAndre, just not much of a crease, tries to put his head down and get up in there for a little bit, but that big nose guard, that's a almost 300-pound nose guard they got in there. He wasn't going to let him get away.
2nd and 8 for the Raiders. Plunk to throw. Finds a man. That's Manley who picks up the first down past the 40-yard line to the 42.
Good to see him back in there with 2 good ankles, huh?
Yeah, sure is. So far, it's been Manley, not Ruby. They've gone to Ruby, and he's beaten his man a couple times, but doesn't have a reception to show for it. Meanwhile, Manley got himself open. Plunk again. Pump fake. Now the throw, and he threw it wide. Trying to go to Wygant, I believe.
He's going to throw the ball down the sideline, thought better of it. Tried to throw it to the checkoff guy, and looked like he kind of lost his grip a little bit. Didn't have much hand on the ball, so now we come up 2nd and 10.
So now a couple receivers will come wide. Gillard and Manley to the right side. Parker's in the backfield. Harvey comes in motion, so they flooded the right side. Plunk's in trouble. He managed to get it off just in time. They were coming from the blind side. It looked like they were trying to set up the screen to Parker.
Yep, they want to throw the weak side screen. They had pulled 2 linemen out, but the rush got through on him too quick. Didn't have time to set it up. You can see the left tackle and guard release. And there's the running back. They were trying to get it to Parker. So good defensive call on the blitz by Muhlenberg. They're bringing people, not all the time, usually just one to get a 5-man rush. They're going to bring them again right here, 5-man rush.
3rd and 10. Plunk will look to the sideline for the call. Plunk running out of time, now flushed out of the pocket. Gonna have to throw it on the run. He sees Manley. Manley's got the ball and got the first down.
Well, that was just a great job by Manley. He was on the out, and Braxton kind of pointed back towards the inside. Manley hit the skids, pivoted, went back inside, open for the throw. And a nice throw by Braxton on the run.
So the 3rd down conversion, big there. Keep this drive going, and now into Muhlenberg territory at the 44.
It's great to see kids make plays like that, but that's ad-libbing. You know, that's not what was called in the huddle. And so, you know, that's a win on the strategy part of it for Muhlenberg.
Plunk to throw again. Going deep down the field, and the catch is made. I believe he stayed in bounds, and that was Harvey on the catch.
Derek Harvey out of the slot running the corner route, man-to-man coverage. Braxton put it right over his shoulder, and now Harvey gets up limping.
This is a nice throw here, and again, the wind may have held that ball up a little bit. Harvey makes a acrobatic catch.
Oh, not an easy catch at all. Had to reach up over his back shoulder with his hands and catch it instead of cradle it in like a lot of guys do on the corner route. They'll snap the ball. They get 12 men on the field. Now they're holding it up. Late substitutions by Muhlenberg. But with that new rule where you got to wait for, you know, if one team subs, the other team gets a chance to sub, they held it up.
This is Parker trying the left side, cuts it up the field, and he's going to be met after a pickup of only 1 to the 22.
Got to credit Muhlenberg's down linemen. This has been 3 or 4 times so far in this game. They pursue, because they're behind the play, they reach out and almost tug a war, pull the running back behind the blockers. They do a good job of trying to get to the ball. Big guys don't like to pursue a lot of running backs on the perimeter, but these guys do it well.
2nd and 9 for Mount at the 22. Plunk goes deep and overthrows Wygand, the tight end. He got behind the defenders, but ball sailed on Plunk and went out of bounds.
Well, again, you know, they're going to the tight end because he's manned up on a linebacker, and Evan runs well. So you think, you know, he's going to be able to get open, and he was. But as you called it, just an overthrow. So maybe we're going to see them looking at the tight end a little bit more. Well, they have. They've thrown it to him twice already. That's a little bit more than usual.
Part of that is out of necessity, as they've done a nice job on the wideouts. 3rd and 9. Plunk goes across the middle. He's got a man, and it's Harvey, who's going to be thrown down about a yard shy of the front stick, which I think will call for what? I'm going for it here.
A couple of tight ends going to run it up in there, or at least give that impression. Nice throw here. Harvey covered on the run, but that's a really nice tackle to prevent him. Harvey easily could have went out the back gate into the end zone for a touchdown, but the pursuit, the guy trailing him made the nice tackle.
That was a big defensive play. 4th and 1. And it's Parker, who I think is short. I don't think he got it. It looked like his feet went out from under him as he was trying to get into the hole, and he was stopped.
Well, that's huge for Muhlenberg. Get a 4th and 1 stop, and you know, Mount Union's leading the nation in 4th down conversions, 83%, but not on this one.
Mount brought the play in quickly, trying to catch Muhlenberg on their heels, but the Mules were ready for Parker, and they held.
Now it's up to the defense to get a stop, get the ball back for the offense here before half. Down to 8:22 already. Like we said, possessions are at a premium in this game.
Matt Kowski will bring him out. And you're right, the defense needs to make a play here. Matt Kowski rolls and throws. He's going deep and incomplete. And again, that wind is enough to, you know, the touch passes long are not going to be there. Wind got a hold of that one and sailed it wide of the mark, 2nd down. I got to admire the Mules for, you know, they create the turnover and then they go for a big play right after it.
Yep, that's kind of conventional wisdom for a lot of coaches, you know, try to strike real quick.
2nd and 10. And the running play. And it's not going to go very far, as carrying the ball was Brader for maybe 2.
So the Mount defense has them where they want them, 3rd and long. Now they just got to make a stop.
Third and 8. Kowski looking, now rolling, He's got pressure. Now throws, and a catch is made, but was he in bounds?
Well, both referees were about 20 yards away from where he caught it, but they're going to say he got the ball, I think.
They say a catch and a first down.
It was a completed catch, first down.
Wow. Couldn't tell because we had players in front of us. Let's see if the camera catches it. Catch.
5 seconds.
Yeah, toe was down. Another clutch play by the Mules.
Well, we talked about Mount Union being one of the best in the best in the country on fourth down conversions. Muhlenberg, very, very good, ranked high in the nation in third down conversions. With that pass game, they know how to pick up first downs.
Brader picked up 2. Up to the 29-yard line now. Well, you can see why the Mules have gotten to where they got, into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, they're legit, no doubt. Both sides of the ball, solid special teams. It's going to take a good effort by the Raiders here to get a win here today.
Bobbled by Netkowski. Now he's going to backward pass, and boy, he got smoked on that one. Just a bobble from the very beginning. Thomas Murphy took the lateral. That would not be a forward pass. That was a fumble if he couldn't come up with it. But Murphy grabbed it and then got drilled.
Yeah, that's not a senior play. This is a freshman or sophomore play. You bobble the ball like that, he kind of threw it with the palm of his hand. He is very, very lucky his guy caught that ball. That should have been a turnover.
Ian Sexton was in there very quickly. And now it sets up a 3rd and 19 for the Mules. His third downs have been a little bit nerve-wracking though, as they've been able to convert them.
3rd and 19 is tougher than what they've faced so far. So maybe this will be a chance for him to give us the ball back on an interception.
They're going to go on the draw, and again, loose footing there results in the ball carrier. Duke Hill was also waiting for him, so the ball carrier Brader went down quickly, and that'll force Muhlenberg into a punt with 5:48 and counting here in a very rapidly moving second quarter.
Well, that's a good job by the Mount defense. Now, you know, with a normal punt and punt return, they should get the ball around midfield. Let's see what happens. Good job getting off the field by the defense, though.
So Ray Williams is back. Out came with a lot of people on the last punt. Almost got it.
Yeah, they were close.
Another good punt. It's going to hit and roll and finally goes out of bounds. But it'll still be pretty decent field position for Mount Union to start this drive, trailing 14-9.
Yeah, good net because they punted it away from the receiver and got a little bit of a kick before it went out of bounds. But, you know, 60 yards to go for the lead at half. Plenty of time. Got all 3 timeouts.
So Plunk leads them out. Raiders got down there close last time, but had to give it over on downs on a 4th and 1. Could not convert. Petroselli's in the backfield. Wygand goes in motion. And Plunk's going to throw it to the left side. This is Ruby. And Ruby runs out of running room, but managed to pick up to the 45, a gain of 5.
Yeah.
First catch for Ruby.
Yeah, it is. I think that's number 92, which ties him with Junior Collins. The only one out ahead of him is Adam Marino with 110. 92 catches in 1 year. I don't care if you are. Some of those are playoff games. That's a lot of catches.
2nd and 5 for the Raiders. Plunk again. This time he's rolling right, throwing right, and it is caught, I think, by Manley. That was a great catch.
It really was, because 27 was all over him. I mean, if he doesn't catch the ball, it might be pass interference, kind of draped on his back. And the ball, of course, is thrown perfectly, but not an easy catch. Look at that. That is beautiful.
Catch. Sirico was the defender on the play, but Manley came up with it and gives Mount a first down in Muhlenberg territory at the 43.
Little roll there by Braxton to get him out of the pocket because Muhlenberg is getting some pressure. They're bringing people. 5-man rush again.
Deep down the field, he's got Ruby. He's got the ball and the touchdown. Or no, it's not the touchdown. The official is signaling him out of bounds at the 2, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Well, we saw where they got behind him a couple of times early. You knew they were going to come back to it, and this time they hit it.
There it is
Beautiful
again.
throw and catch.
Ruby on the catch.
No, that's bad call.
Official was looking right at it, but our camera is showing that he stayed in.
The defender tried to make the tackle, and he rolled out of bounds. That might have been a shoe that he saw, but that was a touchdown. They took it away from him.
They really did. That was terrible. I think he saw an optical illusion there to not call him.
Or assumed that he was going to be pushed out of bounds.
Timeout, Mountain Union, their first charge timeout.
Anytime an official assumes, it's not a good deal. I remember my coach put assume on the board when I was a young player, and it didn't look too good, so I wasn't taught never to assume. Just call what you see, and he didn't see it, but he called it anyway.
So now Mount is faced with a first and goal when it should have been 6 on the board.
Of course, we got the value of an instant replay up here,
Yeah,
right?
well,
we
that's true.
see it again. We thought we saw it in real time, but our bias would make us think he didn't step out of bounds. But when you see it on the replay and it verifies it, but he had to make it in real time with no bias.
So Plunk 12 of 18 now for 195 yards. I want to talk this over. The Mules have been pretty stingy in these situations, so Mount wants to make sure they get it right. They say he stepped out on the 3. So it's going to be first and goal from the 3.
And it has not been easy down here. The Mules are good in short yardage defense, especially against the run, and the pass is so compressed because of the end of the end zone. Petro's in there. Let's see if he can get it in. Boy, he's done it a bunch of times in his career.
Plunk's going to pitch it to Petroselli. He's looking for the corner, and I believe he got it. Or did he? What do we have, whistles to stop that this play never happened? Apparently.
Yeah, that was flag on the far side. We saw something. That was a great play.
It was a great
option
play. Option
look, pitch out, just sprinted to the end zone.
Why was the whistle so late, though? I mean, I think they blew the play dead after they already had the snap.
And that usually is not good for the offense. They blow it dead if it's a motion or something on the offense. Illegal formation. And now Muhlenberg's clapping. So this is going to back Mount Union up.
Because they've been in on the discussion between the referee and the umpire, and
I don't know why so much discussion is needed. If it's
There are 2 fouls on the play.
That's why.
False
2 fouls.
start. Offense number 87. After the play, personal foul and necessary roughness. Offense number 79.
Oh my.
Both fouls will be enforced. Number 9 of the defense may remain in the game due to the helmet foul. First down.
Now the personal foul is the offensive lineman got up into the helmet area and the helmet popped off. So that's it's not like it was a late, he slugged him or anything, just got up into the helmet. But 2 penalties because one was a dead ball. One was 5 yards for illegal motion, and then the whistle blew, and then the helmet popped off, another foul. So this is unbelievable.
Yeah, so a bad call on a touchdown pass results in this.
Yeah. Well, you got to overcome that. You know, sometimes you have to overcome bad calls by referees or bad bounces by the ball, and you don't want to add 20 yards to penalties right after that happens.
So it's first and goal from the 23 when it was first and goal from the 3 prior to that snap.
All right, let's see if Mount can make a play, or 2 or 3. They got to get in the end zone.
Plunk's looking deep. He's throwing deep, and it's got to be a call there.
He just tackled him out of bounds. Yeah.
There's the flag. He was having trouble finding it, and he finally threw it. Yeah. Then the back judge came in with his about 20 seconds later.
Yeah, everybody in the house knew that was interference. He just couldn't pull the trigger on that flag. But yeah, that was a no-doubter. He just ran right through Wayne Ruby when the ball was coming down in his arms. Now he's asking him, did it occur in the end zone, or was it outside the end zone? You know, they got to get a ball placement here.
Pass interference, defense number 44. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
So they will march this.
Going to get back on I guess they're going to put it on the 8.
Yeah, Ruby never had a chance at that ball. so they will mark it at the 8 now, 1st and goal.
Just throwing the fade route, and right there you can see that 44 has no idea where the ball was because he just ran right through Wayne.
Plunk looks across the middle, and it's picked. It was intended for Gillard, and it was picked off.
Well, pressure again made Braxton throw it a little bit before he wanted to, and as he was back on his heels, so not a lot on the ball. And Gillard was running a crossing route from your left side of your screen across the end zone. Right there's the switch off. The guy steps in front and picks it off.
So Mount had a touchdown negated by the official's eye, or poor eyes, and Muhlenberg makes the turnover.
Well, the thing Mount Union has to do now is prevent any more points going up on the board from Muhlenberg. They've got plenty of time and timeouts to get it down the field, so another stop is needed by the defense.
Big play by Muhlenberg. 2 now that they've made inside, deep in their own territory. Natkowski will roll toward his throwing arm, throws, and he's got a man for close to a 1st down at the 30-yard line.
That was confusion by the Mount defensive backs. They both jumped the out, and the hook was left uncovered, and that's who the quarterback threw it to.
And it was Daniel who's been doing some damage here. Now Natkowski's going deep, and a nice catch for the 1st down and into Mount territory. This one by Thomas Murphy.
Yeah, that was a great catch because his body landed out of bounds. They're saying his foot was in bounds. We'll get a better look at it here. But again, a perfect throw and a really nice effort on the catch. Yep, the knee hit in bounds.
So the Mules on the move. They've got the lead and the ball in Mount Union territory. And the give for good second effort picked him up positive yardage, 3 yards or so to DeLuca.
Yeah, that run game is just for show for Muhlenberg. They're 188th in the country in rushing, so they just drop it off occasionally just so you don't keep coming after the quarterback.
McMillan making the tackle there. It'll be 2nd and 7. Now the Mules have slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah, they don't want to score too quickly and give Mount Union enough time to go back down. Yeah, that's the philosophy these days because offenses can score so quickly.
Natkowski, and they go to their primary receiver. That is Feaster.
They call it the tunnel screen, jailbreak screen, whatever it is. You're pulling linemen blocking downfield because you're going to throw it to the receiver coming inside behind the line of scrimmage. And Duke Hill pursued from his nose guard position to make that tackle.
3rd and about 4.
You need to use a stop here.
Natkowski has some time, pulls it down, then throws in a nice defensive effort there by Jalen Griffin to knock it away.
Well, let's see what Muhlenberg chooses to do. How important is that halftime lead? Because if they go for it here and give Mount, 68 yards, that's still a long way to go. But if they don't convert, it's Mount's ball right there.
This is a team that has not been shy, though, I don't think. They're going to go for it on 4th down. 4th and 4.
And they're very good on 3rd and 4th down because of that kid, number 18 back there. He makes good decisions and puts the ball right where it needs to be. Big chance here for the Raiders, though.
And now I think it is going to be a timeout by Muhlenberg with 1:46 remaining in the half.
I think he saw the play clock running down, didn't want his quarterback to have to hurry. Got plenty of timeouts, might as well use one and be sure what you're doing.
Want to make sure they get it right. Well, it's been a little bit of a frustrating 1st half for Mount Union.
Yeah, and most of that frustration is caused by Muhlenberg. They're good. They're really good. And we saw Ohio Northern with Brody Hahn give this Mount Union defense fits. We saw the kid last week throw the ball all the way up and down the field. This is the kind of quarterback that gives Mount's defense problems. Guy that throws it and throws it and throws it and is very accurate. The only thing you can hope for is getting some interceptions, which they did last week and against Ohio Northern. Not yet today, but you got to hope that comes. They have not been able to get, even though they put a little pressure on him, they have not been able to be consistent with their pass rush because Muhlenberg's throwing such a quick rhythm pass game. But sacks is also a big part of it. If that kid's going to throw the ball 40, 50, 60 times, you got to hope you're going to get home 3 or 4 or 5.
Kowski is 14 of 20, 367 yards and a touchdown. But he has been clutch. They've been converting big downs. And this is a big one here.
2 deep. Looks like man under coverage.
Trips to the right side.
First time I've seen him look to the sideline to change the play.
He's looking that way. Now he's rolling. Now he throws across the middle, and it's incomplete.
Same kid that made the fabulous catch has now dropped 2 right in his hands. How about that? You know, that's just concentration. He was probably thinking, I'm ahead of my guy. I'm going to run it into the end zone here. He basically slammed it to the ground with those 2 meat hooks.
Mount's got plenty of time now. They've got 1:42 on the clock, but 2 timeouts. The ball at their own 32-yard line to try to get something together and either close the gap or take the lead.
When's the last time you can remember Mount having single-digit points at halftime?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. Hopefully that won't be the case. Go down and get a score.
Plunk to throw. He's going to roll it out to Parker. Parker looking for running room. Gets to the 40 and then knocked out of bounds. Picked up about 8 on the play.
I still think that's going to be a big part of their game in the second half, is dumping the ball off to the running backs and using that tight end, because the middle is being vacated. They're spending so much time on the outside trying to get 2 people on Ruby and a couple of guys over here on Gillard, and you know, throwing it inside and letting them run might be a good ploy. It sure was on that play.
Second and about 2. Now Plunk is going to throw again to the sideline, and it's caught by Ruby. Steps out at around midfield. 1:30 remaining in the half. So very quickly Mount gets to, well, close to midfield. They say stepped out at the 49.
We should be able to get plays like that, because Muhlenberg right now is very soft, very cautious. They don't want you to go by them for the big score. They're going to make you earn it. So those 10-yard outs and the dump offs, that'll get you 9, 10, 12 yards at a shot. That'll get you down the field.
Plunk again and again. This time it is caught by Harvey. Short gain to the 46, well, maybe the 47-yard line. Pick up a 4.
And the best part is it's out of bounds right away. It didn't take much time. So they moved it across midfield. Still got a minute and a half roughly. A couple of timeouts. Yeah. No need to panic.
Yeah, clock really shouldn't even be a factor at this point. Second and 6.
Muhlenberg set up to bring 6 this time.
They brought him. Plunk through, and a nice catch by Manley, and he stretched it out to pick up the first down at the 40.
A good throw by Braxton, low and away on the out, and nobody going to catch that ball but your man. You know, you got to mention the offensive linemen, because every time they're blocking 5, that means one-on-one across the board. And if they bring 6 and the running back doesn't help you, they're still keeping them out of there, letting Braxton get the ball off.
So fresh set of downs for Mount Union. Ball at the 40, still 1:22 remaining in the half. Plunk going to go deep, and it is a stretched attempt by Manley, but he just couldn't come up with it. It was just beyond his reach.
I think he had it in his hands, and the ball brought it out. But this is a great effort. Again, taking your shot. You got one-on-one. What a throw. Look at that. Yeah, you're right. It went off his hands before he hit the ground.
Well, he left his feet and really stretched it out. It'll be second and 10 now from the 40. 1:16 left. So Mount tried to hit the home run ball, but just missed it. And this is Parker. He's in trouble, but he breaks one tackle but can't get out of the next. And he's dumped for about a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, Muhlenberg guessed right. You know, sometimes you guess right, sometimes you guess wrong. They brought a strong safety blitz right to the side that we're running that swing pass, and Manley did a nice job of picking off the blitzer, but what that means is it's man coverage and all the other guys are coming behind him to make the tackle.
So a timeout called by Mount. Talk this 3rd down and long situation over.
you know, this first half has been one of those situations that every guess that Muhlenberg's made has been right. You know, and Mount has hurt themselves a little bit, a couple of penalties, and some really good defensive play by Muhlenberg. But you know, you gotta think that can it last a whole game if you guess right every time? You know, you gotta think that next time they bring the strong safety blitz, we've got a one-on-one post into the open hole in center field, and it's a touchdown. You know, and then the coach says, dang, I knew I shouldn't have blitzed. You know, so you know, it'll all even out. At least Mount has to hope so.
Yeah, and there will be adjustments at halftime as well. And don't forget, Mount will get the third quarter kick because they won the toss and deferred. But all that adds up to, you don't want to go into the locker room down, I don't think, anytime.
Right. If they could get a score here and get the ball right back, I mean, that's a huge shift in momentum, especially, and maybe a shift on the scoreboard if you score both times.
So they've had time to talk it over. Now it's down to one timeout now remaining with 1:05 left in the half, but they've got tall order here, 3rd and 14.
Going forward on 4th down, I would imagine, no matter what.
Here comes Muhlenberg. Here's the throw, and he overthrew Ruby.
Well, Ruby's saying he was holding me, and he didn't even jump for it, which is not like Wayne Ruby. He usually tries to make a catch, even if he knows he can't. And but the referees, there's no flag, so obviously it goes into the books as no holding.
So Mount realizing that they will get the third quarter kick, and yes, there was some contact, but the ball was, I don't know that it was catchable.
You know what you find out more often than that is expecting the call to be made is if he does try to jump and he can't leave the ground, it's obvious for everyone to see that there was holding.
So Piccarello is in to punt it away, pin back the Mules. And this one is going to hit and go sideways and out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. So we'll see how the Mules play it at their own 16. They've got 2 timeouts remaining with 52 seconds left, but they do have a 5-point lead.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You know, they've got the pass game that they can go down the field in a hurry too. So, you know, maybe a draw or a screen, something real safe, and if they pick up some good yardage, they might let him air it out a little bit, or I don't know. A lot of Muhlenberg fans right now be thrilled to death going in the locker room up by a score of 14-9, and it looks like their coaches too. They got the safe snap team in there.
Yeah, they're just going to take the knee and be satisfied with that 14-9 lead. I can't say as I blame them. Don't want to risk anything at this end of the field. Mount just with 1 timeout can't really get the ball back.
Yeah, can't force a punt with, you know, without more timeouts. So let it run out. Let's go in and strategize, huh? Got to take one more knee.
Wow, Mount held to 9 points in the first half. That's very unusual. Did not score a touchdown in the second quarter. And that final knee will take us into halftime, and it is the Muhlenberg Mules who lead the Mount Union Purple Raiders by the score of 14-9 here at halftime. We'll be back.
Being a triple major is very busy. I love it though. One of the main reasons was because Mount Union had a very flexible program, and I looked at a lot of these other big schools. I really liked the one-on-one interaction with the professors that I was able to get. Every single class requires at least one major presentation. I'm not only learning how to do the actual engineering and the math, but I'm also learning how to take those results and actually translate them into something that's able to be read by a CEO. So it wasn't just a science approach to engineering, it was very well-rounded.
Well, back at Mount Union Stadium, and first half that is rather unusual for Purple Raider fans to see them on the losing end of a halftime score, but also to only have 9 points at the half. Muhlenberg leading Mount Union 14-9 in this quarterfinal contest. But the Raiders make those adjustments at halftime, and hopefully they can make those adjustments and keep things going. They will get the third quarter kick, and that'll be an important part in the game. Obviously, they would want to convert and get the lead. Here at halftime, we had a Coffee with Tom segment. Tom Boatsman, the president of Mount Union, with Ned Bahoff, and we'll run that and come back and talk about statistics and highlights after this.
Well, hello everybody, all you Purple Raider fans. I'm Tom, and I've got my University of Mount Union mug ready to go. I'm here today with Ned Bahoff, who is a 1989 graduate of Mount Union.
Right.
Back right before I got here.
That's right.
You were a graduate.
Just missed, yeah.
And did you meet anybody that stayed in your life since then when you were here?
Oh, certainly. Quite a few of my college teammates were, actually just had the opportunity to see many of them at the golf outing.
Oh, at the golf
alumni
outing.
golf outing earlier this year. So yeah,
That's
certainly
great.
social media helps to keep in touch with people as well.
I understand your family is all Mount Union, all Purple Raider all the time. So tell me who in your family is part of your family and our family.
Sure. Yeah, it dates back quite a while. So my youngest is on campus right now, and she is, along with my other children, fourth generation Mount Union, hopefully soon to be graduates, but dates back to the early 30s when my parents,
Wow.
or my dad's parents, graduated in 1931 and 1932, respectively. And then followed by my parents. My dad is a 1961 graduate of Mount Union. My mother attended here for 2 years, and they chose to get married, so she didn't have an opportunity to finish. But
Okay.
and then I graduated in 1989. My wife Jody is a 1992 graduate.
Okay.
And then my children, 3 children, Anna actually is a 2-time graduate of Mount Union. So she liked it so much she came back a
Well,
second
that's
time.
Fantastic. So you go.
So-
Your family goes all the way back to
Yeah.
William Henry McMaster as
Yeah.
president of the university. So those of you that know about McMaster Hall as one of our residence halls, he was president during World War I, the Great Depression, a lot of turmoil in the world, and hung in there for 30 years. He was our longest serving president other than Orville Nelson Hartshort. So you've seen in your family about half the presidents who have come and gone, and about a third of the history of our 175 years.
Hard to
More than
believe.
that, you're getting close to 100 years. You may be at half.
Getting close, yeah.
So your family has really been a part of that. What did you study when you were at Mount Union?
My major was business administration.
And you graduated in '89.
Correct.
So some of your faculty would have been Martin Horning and Pat Matthews and Dave Zoki,
Yeah.
Hugh Penny,
Michael
Michael Myler,
Yeah, Rose
so-
Deacus, yeah.
and Rose Deacus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I knew Rose when I was first looking into higher ed. She was one of the people that told me I should get out of engineering and go to higher ed. So,
Okay.
Rose, if you're out there watching on
Good decision.
on Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is that you're doing out there, thank you for helping me set a path for 32 years later to still be here in higher education. When you weren't studying business, what did you do on campus? What were the other activities you were in?
Well, the majority of my so I had a good pleasure of playing for both Ken Wable and Larry Karras. So when I was here in '85, it was Ken Wable's last year, so I had an opportunity to play for him my first year here, and then 1986 was Larry Karras' first year. So,
I always had the impression that the two of them built a team of champion people to live well and play well and win by making sure it was a team sport. Is that how it felt?
Absolutely. They were both great mentors in different ways, different coaching styles, but both very, very positive influences on everybody they coached.
They were just fantastic, and the legacy of the coaching tree from Ken Wable to Larry Karras to all the others that have come since could field a professional football roster and have one of the better coaching staffs, I would say, in the whole NFL if they wanted to. And there's coaches all over the local and high schools and peewee leagues and colleges and all kinds of places have come off that coaching tree. So that's been something that's been pretty exciting. And the team was just really starting to get good as you were coming along, because we won our first championships, national championships, just a few years after you were here.
Correct. Yeah, our first 2 years, my first 2 years, 85 and 86, we went undefeated, won the OAC title for the very first time in school history.
Okay.
So have an opportunity at the golf outing to remind a lot of the younger players that it really started in
Did you
85
start at
and
the
86.
OAC winning?
Absolutely.
That's good. So that means you beat a few of those schools up north
Yes,
that we played that year, I'm sure.
absolutely.
So that was good. What position did you play?
I played defensive back.
So you were a defensive back. So we just had one of our defensive backs, Chris Bagara.
Mhm.
A shout out to Chris. Chris just became a council at large member
Is that right?
in the city of Alliance. And so I was talking to him.
Congratulations.
He was telling me about playing defensive back on one of those championship teams years ago. So that was all really good. Tell me about some of your favorite memories at Mount Union.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Mount, there's a lot of probably pretty common themes, relative to the closeness of the community and the, relationships you build with the teachers. So I started off, actually, I went to another university 1 year prior to attending Mount Union, and that was a mistake. I should have come here right out of high school.
Well,
But,
you fixed the mistake, though.
I did. Sometimes taking the wrong path leads you to the right path, but it was a great opportunity. Just the closeness of the community. I'm the type of person I like to kind of know everybody, and certainly Mount gives you the opportunity to be in a close community to build relationships with a lot of people, as opposed to being on a campus of 100,000 people.
Those relationships make it all go. So if there were any faculty or staff members that would have a story that you could tell about the way they made an impact on you?
Actually, Michael Myler was the one who, there's something that always resonated with me. I had an opportunity writing some papers during his economics classes, and he took the opportunity to pull me aside one time relative to my writing abilities. And wasn't anything that I ever thought I was an exceptional writer by any stretch of the imagination, but it was an unnecessary conversation. I mean, he took it upon himself to do it. It wasn't part of the class, but he pulled me up to his class, and we had a very long talk about whatever I did in my career. I had to consider writing a significant amount in addition to the mathematics. And ended up in my career writing a lot of speeches, writing a lot of papers, writing a lot of articles. And again, it was never something that I would have identified myself as being strong in, but it took him identifying that to kind of always resonate in the back of my head when I had an opportunity to publish something.
That's an extra step, though, because
It
Dr. Myler is well known for many decades. He was here when I first came in 1989 and still is on the faculty, as teaching a lot of graphical analysis in microeconomics and things that are mystical to many, but to hear that he's translating that into how you write, how you form those relationships, and how you transmit that knowledge to others, that's a sign of a really super teacher.
Yeah.
To be able to make it go from, here's what we're doing now, but here's the bigger picture of where you're going. And a lot of when we talk about being the liberal arts college, the old Mount Union College is a liberal arts college, which now we're the liberal arts college that looks to the lifelong learning, but also those careers, that meaningful work that we're going to do. And that's a big part of it, having that ability to take those different fields and to integrate those. We call it the integrative core now, so that we have that base of learning, so wherever you go in life, you've got it.
Right. Yeah, I've always translated in the business world, turning data into information and then turning information into knowledge. Right. In order to be able to do that, you have to be very well rounded to be able to articulate the results of the data into information and then verbalize it or write it in such a way that others can understand. And that takes much more of a well-rounded thought process than just a strict, data-driven type analytics approach.
So is your family that they still continue coming to Mount Union? Is that something they know at an early age? Do you instill this into them, say they're born and you give them the Mount Union little badge that says bound for Mount and things? Does that happen in your family?
Believe it or not, it's the inverse. It's realizing not until after they take a different approach that mom and dad were right. So trying to steer them to Mount. A couple of my children wanted to take a different approach out of the gate, go to other schools, and they end up here, which is okay, because I think they appreciated it much more once they went somewhere else, got that experience, came here, and realized what a tremendous experience this was compared to their prior experience.
They're getting to go out and do great things in the world. Do you have anything you want to say to any of your your former teammates or some of your friends that were on campus when you were here? Do you have a memory of things that they would know that you could give them a little shout out?
Well, just, to my teammates, just there's not a week goes by that I don't reflect back on the experience. Obviously, a lot of winning tradition began in 1985, 1986, but even beyond that, right? It's just, the opportunity to play in, Ohio's oldest stadium, right? There's a lot of history here. The tremendous coaches, the tremendous friendships that were made out of that, I wouldn't have traded that for anything in the world. And obviously a lot of friends outside of the football community as well. That was the other beautiful thing about being here is you weren't bound to just one group of friends. I had a tremendous group of friends, and some of which didn't play any sports at all. And I was as close to them and as close to them this day as I am my teammates.
I'm very excited to see how our students have responded to unbelievable adversity. Mm-hmm. And education, I guess, is totally a team sport. In the old days, we told people don't talk to somebody or don't copy, and now it's go to these study rooms on campus and work together and talk to each other and definitely copy what they're doing and work it together. So it's a little bit easier to imagine that we're a team sport mm-hmm. in education now, and so that's very exciting too. So I want to ask if there's anything else that Mount Union means to you and to your family that you wanted to add in. Is there anything else that has been on your mind about what it meant to be a Purple Raider all these years?
With the legacy that my family has here, it's almost tough to put into words what Mount Union means. My grandparents have passed. I remember dating back to the 30s, still, contributing year after year as best they could, my parents being here. So when you go through 4 generations of people living on this campus and being educated on this campus, it's kind of hard to turn into words. I hope it continues. I hope as my children start to have children and we get to generation 5 and 6, because it's an experience I wouldn't have traded for the world. And I think my children would say the same thing. I know my wife says the same thing. She enjoyed her experience here. So best thing I can say is I hope the legacy continues.
Fantastic. Well, Ned, thank you for coming in, and we can hopefully enjoy a cup of coffee a little bit more often in the future.
It's been my pleasure.
And best wishes, and everybody out there watching us today, just remember, go Purple Raiders.
Yes.
We're going to come back in about 30 seconds. You can do stats and highlights, all right?
Okay, stats first or highlights first?
We'll do highlights first, then stats.
Okay, okay.
Stand by.
Okay. Well, back here at halftime, there you see the score. Muhlenberg leading Mount Union 14-9 in what has been, to say the least, a very interesting ball game. As Mount Union had definitely, you'll see when we do the stats, you'll see the total yardage situation definitely leaning toward Mount, but haven't been able to put the points on the board. Let's take a look at the first half highlights, and there were a lot of them. Here was an almost pick six by Bradley by Mount Union on the very first play of the game. Mount's defense played very well. Beers leading the charge on that particular play. And DeAndre Parker has been a real factor in this one as he caught a pass and set up a touchdown as he got the ball into the red zone, and then from 1 yard out, Parker was able to get it over the goal line to give Mount Union a 6-0 lead as they missed the extra point. Meanwhile, the Mules, it's been Natkowski who has been elusive and effective, and there he goes in for the touchdown to give them the lead. Here was a 27-yard field goal by Nick Deek that got Mount the lead back. And meanwhile, Mount's defense continued to play well. Here we're going to see Ford making a nice knockdown. Felt like he probably should have had the interception. And here's a touchdown pass from Natkowski to Daniel that gave the Mules the lead back. And here's a nice play by Sexton to come in there and drop the ball carrier. Duke Hill has also been a factor, as he always is, tripping up the ball carrier there. And here's a play that I think was pivotal in this second quarter anyway. Ruby with a great catch and run, and according to what we saw, did not step out of bounds, but official ruled him out, and then Mount was unable to convert because they had an interception in the end zone. Picking it off for Muhlenberg was John Laurer. And here are the stats. And you know, you look at these stats, Mark, and yeah, wow, Mount's dominating in terms of the passing and rushing, and you would think they'd have the lead, but there's one key turnover, and then they got stopped in the red zone a couple times.
That's right, 2 out of 4 in the red zone, and that interception, that's the biggest two things. But look at that yards rushing, -2 yards rushing for Muhlenberg. So I would imagine the Raiders are going to concentrate on that pass game even more this half defensively.
So we're about set to go here in the third quarter. Mount will receive, having won the toss and deferred. Standard will be the kicker for the Mules. And adjustments at halftime.
Yeah, and I think back to the Johns Hopkins game, 17-15 at half. They came out and played a much cleaner second half. And the thing I appreciated about this day, or that day, and you see it over and over again, is the Raiders don't panic. You know, they don't think, uh-oh, we're in trouble. They just realize we got to play a little harder, got to play a little smarter, and we'll get this thing to turn. But first things first, get the ball, get down the field and score some points.
Yeah, get the lead.
That's right, get the lead. Let the defense come out with a lead.
Always better to play with the lead. A Standard now will kick it north to south. And this is a returnable ball. It's going to be Redmond setting up to go to the left side. Good kickoff coverage. Drops him at about the 25, maybe the 26. That's where Mount Union will put it in play.
That was good kick coverage. Second time we've seen it, at least on a return. And that makes the offense go even further. A lot of times Mount Union gets that ball, they'll take it out to the 35, 40, 45, and that shortens the field. But here we go on offense. Got to be efficient this half.
Plunk was 17 of 26 for 219 yards. Did throw that interception. But now they're going to go to the air again. And they're going to go deep again. And it is overthrown, intending it for Ruby. Good coverage on the part of Muhlenberg. They had him pretty well covered. That was Batista on the coverage.
You know, it's odd from week to week. The last 2 weeks on a lot of the long balls, not all of them, on a lot of the long balls, Braxton underthrew. He was a little short. And I know cold and wind and all that has a lot to do with it, but today so far he's overthrown almost every ball. You'd really rather him overthrow it than underthrow.
Well, that's true.
An interception, but you know, just missing. Had an open guy.
2nd and 10. Plunk's going to throw to the sideline, and a nice attempt, and they're going to say, yes, he caught the ball. That was Ruby.
Wow. And Braxton really throws that ball well. That's in that void area in the cover 2 where the guy's up in the flat and another guy's coming off the hash. There's that hole over there, and Wayne ran the fade and got into that area. Braxton puts it right on him, and now it looks like one referee's trying to talk the other one out of that being a catch.
No, they're going to talk it over, huh?
I don't know why they've got a discussion. The guy on the play made the call, and somebody else comes across and is trying to change his mind. They've already taken one catch or a touchdown away from Wayne. Hopefully they won't take this catch away from him. This will be. Yeah, if they got some instant replay that'll help them make that call. Other than that, it's just whoever has the loudest voice is going to win the argument.
They got two officials with their caps off.
Yeah, now his feet were on the ground before the body came down out of bounds. So if his feet were in, it's a catch. If his feet were out, it wasn't a catch, and that's what the guy had to make the call. Yeah, this is a long conversation about who knows what.
There might be more to this than just the catch.
The field is that the receiver was made contact with the defender, disengaged on his own, stepped out of bounds. We have illegal touching, offense number 6, loss of downs in the previous spot, 3rd down.
Oh, so that's why the cap came in, and that's what you usually see. A cap gets thrown when they think it's a receiver coming from out of bounds and inbounds. But boy, that's picking nits, I think, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're not allowed to go out of bounds and come back in on your own volition, which is an interesting word for football people to use. But nonetheless, they're saying that there was contact, but he went out of bounds on his own. Then he came back in and caught the ball. I can see why they talked about it a lot, because there's a lot there to unpack, and I think they're really grasping.
So 3rd and 10, no catch. Although it was a great catch, it just didn't count. And now out with a 3rd and long with Petroselli, the running back. Plunk looking to throw. He's going to throw, and he does have a man, and it is Gillard who picks up the 1st down at the 42-yard line.
See, it's nice to have Ulyss Gillard back for a lot of reasons. One, he's a really good receiver. The other one is huge. He's 6'2", 205. So a lot like Derek Harvey, when he gets the ball coming across the middle, the first guy's probably not going to knock him back beyond the sticks. And he got extra yardage for the 1st down.
Big 3rd down conversion there. They didn't want to, get the 3rd quarter kick and then turn it over right away. There's a little flare out to Petroselli. He's got blockers. He's got midfield and more, and then runs out of bounds. Let's see where he stepped out to see if he got the 1st down.
Another flag. They're going to call blocking the back on the far side. Mount's going to go backwards again.
It was late. Happened right in front of Jeff Dart.
Well, a lot of times you feel like you're just constantly overcoming bad things that happen to you. Sometimes you make those bad things happen to you, but Mount has to stay, concentration has to be there. They've got to just keep their resolve and just keep overcoming these penalties and calls and just what seems like bad things happening to you to make good things happen. Well, right there is where they called. They called Ulyss. Now, again, at some point, the defender is going to turn and try to go make the tackle. The referee looks up, and you're blocking him in the back. So it's a penalty.
So it was enforced from the spot of the foul, which makes it only about a 1-yard loss. So it'll be 1st and 11 as Plunk. Pump fake across the middle it goes. This is Ruby. Ruby dances past the front stick and goes out of bounds. 1st down for the Raiders.
Well, they're finally across midfield, Harry, after having gained probably 100 yards in this drive, because they also lost about 50 yards, but they really we hadn't seen that to Ruby yet today. So they obviously talked about some things at halftime, and they really are connecting right now. They just need to put multiple plays together.
And do things without flags coming
right,
out. Right,
yeah.
Fresh set of downs for the Raiders in Muhlenberg territory. Plunk is in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. He wanted to unload, but didn't have anybody open, and then that allowed the Mules to get in there, as it was Fenstermaker.
Well, that was just a one-on-one pass rush, and he beat his blocker right into the front side of the quarterback, and that's a huge play for that defense.
It's a loss of 8, second down and 18 now.
Mount has to get part of it back.
On the draw, it's Petroselli. He had running room, but it closed quickly, and he picked up about 4.
Yeah, Muhlenberg doesn't look like they have a lot of team speed. It just looks like they play really hard, you know?
Good fundamentals.
And they're you're right, though. Look at that. It looks like he's out the gate and bang, you know? Now, it was a good game, no doubt, but they really run to the ball.
3rd and 14. Another big third down conversion attempt here. Plunk is going to throw, and nothing there. A little miscommunication maybe. Manley was the intended, but Mount gets the field position here, but that's about it. The drive stops, and Muhlenberg does what they wanted to do. They didn't want to allow Mount to score on that first possession. So now it's up to Picarillo to see if he can pin the Mules deep.
Well, they showed that they could move the ball, but that big sack really made it a hard first down conversion.
Nice kick. And the fair catch at the 15-yard line. So now the Raider defense has to go to work.
And how much more important is it now that Mount's offense didn't score, that the defense gets a stop? Because as hard as it is for the Raiders to get in the end zone, you don't want to go down by 2 scores, especially when the game is really shortened with these time-consuming drives.
Well, Mount made the adjustments at halftime, got a few plays in there that gave him some yardage. Now it's time for Muhlenberg to see what they have drawn up. Play fake. And a throw and a catch. And it was Daniel. No, that wasn't Daniel. That was Feister.
Yeah, nice combination route. You know, just trying to spread people out and run a guy into the void, and the quarterback sticks it right in the hole.
Actually, Feaster. I don't know why I called him Feister. There's no I in there. But
yeah, his mom's not going to see this anyway.
Feaster with the catch. First down yardage. And now here is a give, and DeLuca's going to pick up good yardage close to the first down. That's the longest run from scrimmage for the Mules.
Yeah, and quadrupled their total output from the first quarter or first half.
And
but, you know, that's a good call. You know, everybody's expecting this kid to throw the ball the whole second half and hand it off like that on a quick draw. Good call.
First down yardage. Ball at the 36. And this time DeLuca's not going anywhere. As Hill was there to stop him.
I guess Muhlenberg may have thought they had the run game solved, huh? They had one play that gained some yards and went right back to it and lost for yards.
A loss of 2 to the 34. It'll be second down and 12. Mount saying, okay, you ran out on us once, but that's enough of that.
Yeah, Big Duke says you're not doing it twice.
Now what they want to do is try to put some pressure on Netkowski, maybe force a turnover. These are going to run and throw, and again, he's got Feaster at the 45. He's going to be a yard short, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
And they're hurrying to the line of scrimmage. They don't want Mount to bring that other defensive lineman in there. They have to play him with their second and long defense. 3 down linemen.
That Netkowski went under center just to see if he could draw the Raiders offside. They did not bite.
Got a little movement, but certainly nobody in the neutral zone. But Muhlenberg's fans hoping it would have been a penalty. It would have been a first down for him.
Now they flood the right side with receivers. And here's a throw that is caught at midfield and moving ahead past the 40 to the 37-yard line. That was Daniel on the catch.
Muhlenberg does a really nice job. It looks like most of their pass routes are designed to get one guy open. You know, the other two guys are running people through the zone or decoys, and the one guy, and that's why he can get the ball off so fast. He's only looking at one receiver. He's really not reading anybody.
Ball at the 38. Mules on the move with the lead. And this is DeLuca trying the left side. He did have an opening, but it closed quickly. As coming up to make the stop for Mount was Malik Britt. Pickup of about, we'll call it 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
And a nice open field tackle by Malik. You just don't want your safeties making a lot of those hits on run plays.
And the Mules are in 4-down territory, I would imagine.
And they've done a great job on this drive. You know, I'm sure their coaches put it on them too. You know, we got to get down and get up by two scores.
Now here's a flip to the other side and running room, but closes quickly. He's going to be just short of the first down, I believe, after the catch. That was Brader on the reception. A little misdirection there by the Mules.
Yeah, what a diversified offense. They've run a lot of different kind of screens here.
So we're 3rd and 1 again. DeLuca picks up the first down. Gets stopped after he got past the front stick, but they got to about the 26-yard line where it'll be a fresh set of downs for the Mules.
It's always a tough decision for defensive coordinators and coaches. Do we try to put pressure on the quarterback or do we try to play coverage? You know, more people covering so they don't have anybody open, more people rushing the quarterback so they can't stand back there and look for an open receiver. And of course the best is to try to mix it up a little bit, guess right. Muhlenberg's guessed right. I don't know that Mount has yet.
Ball at the 27. Netkowski's going to go deep down the field. And no catch. Lots of contact. No call. I don't think.
I don't see a flag.
No, I don't
either. Of course,
either.
all the Muhlenberg people on their sideline would like one. It looked to me like as the receiver turned, he just tripped and fell. We'll get a better look here. There's the one-on-one coverage. There is a bump. He was starting to dive for the ball. Maybe there was some contact.
That'll be 2nd down and 10 as they went for the downs there. DeLuca to the left of Netkowski. Netkowski's going to throw, and it's off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Should have been caught by Jenkins.
Man, what would this quarterback's numbers be like if his kids could catch?
Yeah, they had about
That's 4. At least 4 drops.
It is 4. That's my count anyway.
Man, oh man.
He's right there.
Look at that. That ball is right on the money. This kid is really, really accurate. I don't think he's got an extremely strong arm, but he really has an accurate.
Puts it where he needs to. 3rd and 10. Again, trips to the right side. They like to flood that right side occasionally. And they throw the screen.
There you go.
And that's DeLuca. Ford got him from behind, and we'll see where they mark it.
So you talk about guessing right. Mount decides to blitz. What do they have? A draw. A screen.
And it's a first down.
That's a perfect call.
So again, they flooded things to the right. That's where Mount was primarily, and you're right. Just a great call. First down at the 17. So far, the Mules have done everything right.
Yes, they have. Mount needs to make a play. Somebody got to step up and make a great play. A tip for an interception or something. Strip fumble on a run.
Brader on the handoff. Duke Hill was there to stop him. He did surge forward for positive yardage. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
An offensive lineman down on the field injured.
Timeout for an injured player.
So Muhlenberg just continues to, they're running that clock down. 7.5 to go in the third quarter. They held Mount Union, and they're just not letting Mount Union get the ball back. Up next, the winner of this game advances to the winner of the RPI North Central game next Saturday at a site to be determined. That'll be determined tomorrow, and that will be a semifinal round. It'll be down to 4 teams after today. Of course, North Central's the defending national champion.
Yeah, from 2 years ago.
Yep, got into that shootout here at Mount Union Stadium. And
yeah,
won that
Mount's the only team that came close to them in that whole run.
Yeah.
They blew out Whitewater in the Stag Bowl that year and replaced that great quarterback with another one.
Everybody else is, not everybody else, but most of their skilled position players are back. They do have a different quarterback, but he hasn't lost a step. And the injured player is Keith Berberich, being assisted off the field there. When play is resumed, it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Mules at the Mount Union 16, with Muhlenberg leading by 5. Mount's not used to playing from behind. They've done it before, but it's not their MO.
Nobody wants to, that's for sure. Well, that's a big few plays right here. Even if you hold them to a field goal, it's big.
Yeah, field goal makes it still a 1-score game. So 2nd and 9. DeLuca, the running back, with Natkowski in the backfield. And Natkowski on the keeper is going to be stopped. Looked like it might have been even a mix-up. I'm not sure. He faked like he was going to give the ball to DeLuca and kept it himself.
Yeah, again, I just have to think their offensive coordinator is trying to change the focus point of the defensive eyes by letting him run, because they got a lot better plays than having that quarterback run.
Loss of 1 makes it 3rd and 10.
4-point play right here.
Yeah, it is.
Make them try a field goal.
Natkowski looks. He's going to throw into the middle of the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown. It was Daniel again. That's 2 touchdown catches by Daniel.
Same play, crossing route. They clear out the middle of the field and have him try to beat his guy one-on-one. That time he got behind him, and the protection was good enough. This is one of the slower released pass plays. See him hold it, hold it, hold it. Now he throws it. Not enough pressure. Can't guard him one-on-one all over the field that long.
Yeah. He had his eyes, going to the right side, and then he knew his guy was going to break in the middle of the field, and Daniel was right there. Perfect pass. Once again, accuracy by Natkowski. And Mount is going to find themselves down, perhaps by 12 here. Extra point is good. 6:27 remaining third quarter, and the Raiders have a hill to climb. 21-9 Muhlenberg right after this. Well, the Mules have extended their lead. It's 21-9 over Mount Union, and Mount Union faced now with, 2-score deficit. Still plenty of time in this game, but it's a scenario that they are not accustomed to. And Muhlenberg playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Muhlenberg did just what their coaches hoped they would at halftime, get a stop on defense when Mount had the ball, and then take it down and get a touchdown on offense.
So here's a relatively short kick. Return is on, but does the ball come out?
No, he just broke some tackles and got a few more yards. Good effort on the return, but again, really good coverage. They don't leave any gaps in that coverage.
And that was Darnell Williams with the return. So now Plunk with, it's not a must-have yet, but it's getting there. And we get down 2 scores, and the other team has played a near-perfect game. You definitely want to close the gap to within a touchdown. Now let's see what the Raiders can dial up here. Plunk's going to give it on the give. Handoff, and that's Parker who gets spun out of bounds at the 36-yard line, maybe 2 on the play.
And by comparison, Mount's run game has been much better than Muhlenberg, but boy, Muhlenberg's done a nice job. They're not letting any big gasher runs up in there. You know, they give you 2, 3, 4, and they're flying to the ball.
6 minutes remaining, third quarter. Plunk has time, throws, caught, first down yardage to Ruby.
They're in that 2 deep coverage again, and that's that same hole that he caught it on the other side, and then after 5 minutes of conversation, they decided he didn't. But this time it's going to stick. So if they're going to stay in that 2 deep, that time they only brought 4. Defenses, once they become predictable, they're a lot easier to beat. What they did in the first half is they switched it up a lot. So you ought to stay with that MO, even though you're up by 2 now. They might get a little bit more cautious.
Raiders at midfield. And this is Parker, who gets met after a pickup of 3, but a good hard hit there, plugging the hole by Joshua Barnett.
Yeah, he's one of their better players, linebacker. Man, he came in there like he was on a blitz, but he wasn't. He just read it and just came real hard and made a tackle. That's a good play.
Pickup of, they only gave him 2. I thought he got a kind of a not so good spot there, but Plunk looks, throws. He's got Gillard. Gillard's got first down yardage to the 31, maybe the 30. Depends on the spot. He stepped out of bounds right at the 30. It'll be first down Raiders.
A lot of people don't appreciate how hard that is with what Braxton Plunk just did. Another ball from the hash on a line all the way across to the sideline. Not many quarterbacks at this level can do that. You let that one hang in the air a little bit, it's picked off going the other way, but that was a no doubt completion.
Raiders on the move. Plunk looking, throwing, and this one was wide of the mark. He needed to lead Gillard a little bit there and kind of threw it a bit behind him. Tough catch attempt there by Gillard. Second down.
May have been trying to back shoulder fade, I don't know, or maybe it's a timing out. Look, he's running the fade and he throws it back to the sideline. You're supposed to stop and come back, and it just did not connect. Good coverage too on the way. Eulis getting a lot of targets here, as much attention as they're giving to Wayne Ruby on the other side.
So now Harvey and Ruby are lined up together, but Harvey's going to come in motion. Plunk's going to throw it across the middle, and it's incomplete.
They like that play when it's 2nd and 3rd and long. Give it to a receiver on the run, let him run for the first down after the catch, but they did not connect on that one. There you can see it right out in front. That'd be a drop for Mount Union, like we've seen several for the Muhlenberg Mules today.
Well, 4 down territory, no doubt, at the 30-yard line, down by 12. And it's 3rd and 10.
Strong safety blitz again.
Plunk's going to throw to the sideline, and a diving attempt. And they say a catch by Gillard. Yeah, I was waiting to see if he caught it. He did.
Nice play by Braxton, scrambling out of there and holding it. Guy right in his face, and then releasing it. A little sidearm.
Yeah.
Mahomes gets so much credit for being the first and only guy that's ever done that. Everybody does that. They've always been.
You probably did.
Yes. Didn't Sonny Jurgensen throw sidearm occasionally? I don't know. Mahomes gets credit for a lot of stuff. Very, very good, and he's fabulous. But he's not unique.
First down at the 14 now for the Raiders. Kind of a must-have drive here. Plunk flushed out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw. Ball tipped and picked. Oh, my. Manley got his hands on it, but it flew into the air, and a second interception by Muhlenberg. this one by Batista. Take another look.
Well, again, trying to make plays, scrambling out of there, throws it to his guy, and off his hands right to another guy. And again, Muhlenberg has had every break in the book.
They have.
Every single break has gone their way.
They've made breaks, but
yes,
that one was just fortunate.
They're good. You say you make your own luck, and I believe that to a certain degree, but the ball has bounced their way every single time. And now Mount Union is 2 for 5 in the red zone.
Very unusual. But a credit to Muhlenberg's defense. There's Natkowski giving the ball to Brader, and Brader's going nowhere, as McMillan was having none of that. A loss of about 3 on the play, 2nd and 13.
Well, I'm glad Muhlenberg's offensive coordinator is so bullheaded with the run, because that's given Mount Union a chance. You know, this kid throwing it, we ain't stopped him yet. But when they run it and they lose 3 yards, now you put him 2nd and 13, you got a chance to cover somebody. I don't know why he wants to keep running the ball, but I guess give Mount something else to look at.
Natkowski has time. He's throwing deep, and it's overthrown. Boy, the deep ball has been tough to throw in the wind. The wind must be, I mean, I'm looking at the flag, and it is whipping around, probably playing some tricks on the quarterbacks.
Yeah, deep balls are hard to complete anyway, let alone with a little movement up there, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have said, we've made it very obvious that Muhlenberg has dropped a lot of balls. The wind affects that, too, because the ball turns a little bit when it's coming to you. So there's reasons for it. You just don't see it very often.
Now 3rd and 13. We've seen this formation before where they flood the right side. And now he's rolling to his throwing hand left, and he makes the completion to the 20, but it's going to be short of the first down.
Boy, how many times has he scrambled out of there and
did not maintain control?
All right, they're saying a bobble, so it's no catch. But like you said, it was going to be a punting situation anyway. But how many, or I guess 3rd down? Yeah, it's 4th.
4th down.
But how many times has he scrambled out of there and made a play right on the sideline? He's just, and he's always going to the left. He's left-handed, you know.
So the Raiders hold, and now Olafers, the punter, will be in his own end zone. You mentioned earlier that Mount came pretty close to getting a block.
Now would be a great time for one. It'd result in points.
But he gets this one away, and it's going to be end over end and take a bounce for Muhlenberg and eventually die at the 47-yard line. So Mount, good field position, but boy, you can't just keep driving the ball into the red zone and not score and expect to come from behind. That's where they are right now, not in the red zone, but they've got good field position with a 12-point deficit, 2:47 remaining 3rd quarter.
Well, your point is correct. It's getting to that place in the game that this has got to result in points.
Raiders continue to outgain Muhlenberg in yardage, but just haven't been able to get the points on the board. 2 picks have been costly. Harvey comes in motion, and the give is to Petroselli, looking for an opening on the left side. He's got an opening. He's to the 40. He's down the sideline to the 20, to the 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Josh Petroselli. A 53-yard run for the Raiders.
Second half against Muhlenberg. It's Petro time, isn't it? I don't know if the coaches are aware of what I'm sure they are, what he did a couple of years ago, but he did it again. What game was it? I think how Northern to a certain degree, Washington and Lee to a certain degree. In the second half, Petro just seems to move the sticks. He makes big plays. He's a senior, been doing it forever, right?
He was their bane in the first time that they met, going for over 200 yards rushing. And here's the extra point by Deke, which is up and good. And now we've got a completely different situation going here. It is now a 21-16 lead for Muhlenberg, and the momentum has swung to Mount Union.
Well, you get the crowd into the game a little bit. The defense gets pumped up a little bit because they don't feel like they're, having to do everything. And there you see it. How many times have we seen Petroselli going into the end zone, huh?
No, he's always been known, even when in his freshman year, he was known for that little. He likes to leap a little bit, you know. And everybody was warning him, you know, you're going to get hurt doing that. But that little jump there allowed him to shake free at the line of scrimmage, and then it was down the sideline for the touchdown.
And what a big play for Mount Union's offense, especially that they didn't have to do it with the pass game.
So now let's see what this does. Will it ignite the Raider defense, who has done its part?
Yeah, and you know, they got to cover this kick.
Exactly.
We've had 3 kickoff returns. 2 of them been really good.
So Deke will tee it up. And a line drive, and it is going to be fielded and then bobbled and goes out of bounds. That's going to be at the 2-yard line.
Only if he touched it.
Well, wait a minute. I thought he did touch it. The flag, though, comes in, and they're going to say that he didn't touch it, if that's the flag.
At return, see again, they get every break in the book. Are you kidding me?
How lucky can you get?
The kid tries to catch it on the 2, misses it. It kicks sideways and rolls out of bounds, bails him out. That was a terrible decision by that kick returner. Unbelievable.
That really is.
Ball's in the 35, or easily could have been on the 2 or in the end zone, or a fumble. Oh, my goodness.
Let's take another look at he doesn't touch it. I mean, it sure looked like he did, but as the replay shows, it goes out of bounds. I think he actually lost it in the sun. But anyway, ball's at the 35 for Muhlenberg, and they catch a break there.
Well, the defense has to stop him, whether it's on the 2 or the 35. They got to stop him and get him off the field.
Kowski with the fake. Now they're going to throw into the flat. That was almost intercepted. It was caught, but it's going to be for a loss. As the Raiders read that one beautifully. Jenkins with the catch. And it'll be a loss of a couple. 2nd and 12.
Yeah, first time the screen didn't fool Mount defensively. And our defense seems like they're a little pumped up here.
Kowski throws, and there's an almost pick there. They read that perfectly. Coming up to try to make the interception with Jones, but it's incomplete.
You know, I hate to keep beating it, but that was a break from Muhlenberg. That should have been a pick 6, and it wasn't. Now you got to credit their wide receiver number 1 there, Thomas Murphy, because he tried to get all over that defender to keep him from intercepting it, and it worked.
3rd and 10, and this crowd is riled, trying to implore the Mount Union defense on this 3rd down play. Kowski looks across the middle. Now he goes out instead. It's caught, but it's going to be short of the 1st down. Ford makes the tackle as the reception was made by Feaster, but forward progress will only give him the 42, where it'll be 4th and 3, and you have to believe the Mules have to punt it here.
You know what? Very interesting. The ball was on this side of the field. The linesman went and spotted it at the 40. The guy all the way across the field spotted it at the 42. Where's the ball? The 42. That's opposite. What are they doing? I hear the radio guys in the box next to us saying the same thing. What the heck's going on out here?
Oliver's the punter. Raiders come, try to block it. He gets it away, and it's a good one. Fair catch, signaled for and muffed. And picked up by Muhlenberg, I believe. It is Muhlenberg ball.
Well, again, the wind could have had something to do with it.
On the field is the ball. Team recovered by the team.
Oh, big break there again for Muhlenberg as the Raiders do not field the punt properly.
Sideline warning, Muhlenberg.
Here you can see the fair catch signal given, but he's behind the ball, has to lunge to try to catch it. The choice there is to lunge and catch it or get the heck out of the way and let it bounce. So and another break from Muhlenberg, but you know, the defense just had a 3 and out. Let's get another one.
Now the Mules are they're already in field goal range as a result of that. As Mount had the momentum, was about to get the ball back, but the muffed punt gives Kowski another chance at the 22. Looks to throw. Throws into the corner of the end zone, and it is way overthrown, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Haven't seen many of those by Kowski, and he's kept the ball in play even though the wind is blowing toward one sideline. He has overthrown a couple deep balls, but it's been pretty much on target.
2nd and 10.
And again, you know, we saw him do it earlier in the game. A turnover, you try to go for the big strike, right? That's a lot of coaches like to do that.
Now Natkowski tells his O-line something.
He said, block that guy over there because he might sack me.
Feaster goes in motion. Natkowski rolls, throws, and incomplete. Again, ball tipped into the air. Of course, that same ball down at the other end was intercepted, but this one falls incomplete.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, you know, Derek Bradley made a nice break on the ball. The ball pops up in the air, and it lands on the ground. That's good defensive play, though. Now we got 3rd and 10, and, you know, if you hold them here, this is not a gimme field goal. I mean, this is going to be probably pretty close to a 40-yard field goal with some wind.
3rd down and 10. Oh, man, we keep saying big 3rd down, don't we?
A lot of them. Been a lot of them.
Yeah.
And both teams have converted.
Trips to the right. Brader is the running back. Natkowski's throwing. And he threw wide of the mark.
Again, looking for that back shoulder fade where they're looking like they're going to run a fade or a streak down the sideline, and then you stop and come back, and the defender keeps running, but that ball again was thrown out of bounds. So 2 misfires by Natkowski.
And it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. 4th and 10.
What kind of kicker do they have? Maybe they don't have a very good kicker. I don't see it on our stats where they say how many field goals they've tried and how many they've made, or they're just going to try to let go with their offense. I thought maybe they were going to run it down and just start to run some clock, but looks like they got the offense out there, and they're down on the play clock now. They're going to have to take a timeout.
Timeout, Muhlenberg, their first start timeout of the half.
So 1:14 remaining here in quarter number 3, and a big 4th down. They converted 2 out of 3 4th downs in the first half. And
yeah, but they're 4th and 10 now.
That's right.
In the red zone, which, like I said earlier, is kind of compresses what you got a chance to do. And
keep an eye on Daniel, number 26, the 5'6" receiver who has caught 2 touchdown passes already.
From this spot on the field,
right,
running that crossing route. You're right. I mean, I guess maybe you go back to it, huh? It's worked twice for you. Maybe you found the mismatch that Mount just can't overcome.
Be interesting to see how Mount plays it. They may be sending the kitchen sink too.
They have been known to do that, but a lot of this pass game is so quick release that you kind of expose your defensive backs if you don't get pressure on the quarterback.
So big 4th down here.
Well, who will guess right this time?
So far, the Mules have had the good guesses.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They've had a great game plan and great execution.
Trips to the right side. Brader, the running back. Natkowski's got time. He throws deep into the end zone, and it is batted away. Big defensive play by Jalen Griffin.
It was a crossing route, but this time it was Feaster, the outside receiver, pretty much in the same spot in the end zone, and the ball hung up there a little bit. Great coverage by Griffin, and the defense did a fabulous job. Wow, how about that? They didn't give him 1 yard, did they?
No,
that's where the fumbled punt was. They gave him no yards on 4 plays. Wow.
So the only thing they lost was a little bit of time on the clock. So Mount hopefully can regain the momentum that they had after the muffed punt as they trail by 5.
Looking for an efficient drive again. Last time they did it with the long run by Petro.
Plunk rolling left, throwing, and incomplete, intending it over there for Harvey. He couldn't come up with it.
Almost a bootleg kind of thing,
yeah,
where they came
rolled
one
like
way and then just kind of pirouetted and ran the other way. The crossing route, that was really good coverage on Derek Harvey. Good throw, and got his hands on it, but not an easy catch.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders.
That's something we haven't seen all day, that action right there.
Plunk with a little flare over to Parker. Parker had running room, but it closed quickly at the 30. He's going to be about 2 yards shy.
And these third and shorts have been tough on Mount Union. You usually just hand it off, and the running back gets the yardage. That hadn't been the case a few times today. So let's see what they do. Maybe they throw it for a first down.
Parker's in the backfield, 3rd and 2. Plunk throws, sideline pattern, caught by Ruby, past the front stick, first down Mount.
That's a show of respect from Muhlenberg's defense right there, that Mount would throw the out instead of running the ball up in there on 3rd and 2. But, you know, Plunk to Ruby, that's a pretty safe play too, isn't it?
It has been, for sure.
That's big first down, though.
Fresh set of downs for Mount. Plunk looks again to the sideline. He's got Harvey for maybe first down yardage. Depends where he stepped out. Yep, he'll move the sticks.
I think Derek Harvey's playing on a very sore ankle. Every time he catches it or something, watch him right here. Yep, watch right here. The guy pushes in, he jumps on one leg, so he doesn't have to plant on that other one.
And that will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So we've got a quarter to go. Still a lot of football ahead as Mount Union trails after 3, 21-16. We'll be back after this.
Without all the different scholarships that I have, I wouldn't be able to go to a private school like this. Mount Union offers a lot of different types of scholarships for different types of people. That has lifted a huge burden off of me, which allowed me to be able to come here. I chose Mount Union because there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one time with the professors who really work with you to help improve and grow and achieve new things. Because I felt like I was able to connect with the professors, I really felt like this was the place for me to be.
Regardless of what happens, the 4th quarter will decide this ball game. Right now, Mount's trailing 21-16 as we begin the 4th quarter. Mount will be traveling now north to south. The wind still blowing across the field, west to east. And Mount has it 1st and 10 at its own 45. Plunk is going to throw and complete the pass to midfield to Derek Harvey. Picked up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, it's a good first down play. You know, whether you run it or throw it, 2nd and 6 gives you a lot of options as a play caller.
You know, coming into this game, we talked about turnovers as being a factor. They always are in, you know, these playoff type games. And I wouldn't have predicted Plunk would have 2 and Natkowski would have none, but that's the way it's been so far. Plunk rolling right. He's going to throw deep down the field, and it is caught but out of bounds. Boy, it was a nice attempt. Just ran out of room. That was Manley on the attempted grab.
Right when I thought Braxton was going to tuck it and run, he saw Manley break free. And on the run, down the sideline, that is a very tough throw. Now, he knows the wind's blowing right to left, so he laid it out too far to the right. The wind didn't bring it back in.
So now that sets up a difficult 3rd and 6. And it's not necessarily 4 down territory here either.
No, not with this offense in Muhlenberg. I think you don't get it here, you got to punt it back to him. Unless you get it up there 4th and very short.
So Plunk has time, had time, now throws across the middle, and he threw it wide of the mark. He had pressure.
Yep.
And there is a flag.
I thought maybe when the defender went down, he didn't grab from behind, and the back judge saw that. Nobody else could see it because it was behind everybody. Manley stood up right away, and you know, kids, they probably always think they get interfered with, right? So I think the officials ignore him most of the time, but that time I saw him dive, and Manley did slow up a little bit.
27-15.
Big call there.
Yeah, that's a huge. Now, you know, I got to stop complaining that Muhlenberg gets every break. So, you know, it was interference, but it's still a break for Mount Union. That ball was thrown too far out ahead. They were not going to complete that.
Boy, Plunk almost had that ball knocked out of his hands on the rush.
And you wonder if he didn't get a fingertip on it or something. That's why the ball flew out of there like it did.
So 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, puts the ball at about the 35-yard line.
Mount Union in a 2 tight end set. A lot of times they'd be in a 3 tight end set. There you see the third down conversions. Both teams pretty good at it. Anything over 50% is really good.
Plunk looking, and he out of the backfield is the tight end, and that is Wygand. Picking up about 5. That's what you want on first down.
Yep. So I'm open out there, and that Barnett, that linebacker, he wears 88, so you think he's a D lineman, but he's a linebacker at 6 foot 238. This fella can run. Look at him close right there on Evan. Look at it.
Yep.
And a sure tackle.
He's a player. Time. He's been outstanding in this game.
Yes, he has.
So we'll call it 2nd and 5 from the 30. Wygand goes in motion. Plunk fakes right. Now he's going to throw deep down the field to Wygand, who makes a diving attempt and catch. Or is it?
That's just a great play design. A lot of times they run a tight end out on the flat. He blocks for the quick screen to the receiver. Watch Braxton pump the quick screen. Evan continues down the sideline on a wheel, and that's just a fabulous catch.
Oh, what a catch.
I mean, you'd like for him to catch it in stride and run it in the end zone, but he had to dive and make a great catch.
1st and goal at the 10. The give is to Parker, looking to cut it upfield, and the hole closes after a gain of about 2. So
I've noticed in this game that the cutbacks are not there.
That's right.
They just do not work. And the reason is the backside of this defense runs to the ball. They pursue, and when you cut back, you're running right into the teeth of that pursuit. That's been a big part of Mount's run game. Petro likes to do that too. Yeah, I think today you just got to get on the corner and try to outrun him.
So now Petroselli and Parker are in together. 2nd and goal from the 8. Mount's had a little bit of trouble this game trying to get in from the red zone.
Yeah, 2 for 5, I think.
And here's Parker. He's got an opening. He is close to the touchdown, and he got it. Touchdown Raiders. What a cut by Parker.
Yeah, that obviously must have been a key breaker from what Mount has been scouted by Muhlenberg, because they did not expect that formation to turn and get it on the backside to DeAndre Parker with no lead blocker. A lot of times Mount, like both teams, like to follow their lead blockers. That time, no. Great play call.
So Mount has its first lead since early in the first quarter.
Going for 2.
And they're going for 2. Plunk's looking to throw. Now rolling, throws into the end zone. No good. Broken up. So they do not convert. And now lead it 22-21.
Well, obviously going for the 3-point lead. 1-point lead, field goal beats you. 3-point lead, you only get a tie. So that's the reason for going for 2. And it's hard. It's hard down in there. 3 yards, a long way to run against a good run defense, and throwing the ball. There's just a lot of people down in that purple end zone.
Yeah, that's true. So Mount gets the lead.
Haven't said that in a while.
I know. We talked about playing with the lead, but a 1-point lead is pretty precarious. And I'm sure Muhlenberg realizes that. They're certainly not going to panic in the way they have moved the ball offensively. Still thinking win here, obviously.
Yeah, through 3 quarters. Lots of total offense. 254 for Muhlenberg and 423 for Mount before that drive.
Yeah.
Or at least a lot of that drive. So close to 500 now. But you know what? 500 yards and 22 points. That's pretty good red zone defense by Muhlenberg. Now it's on the defense again. Get a good punt coverage here. Let the defense come back out and stay aggressive.
And we'll see if that statistic that we talked about earlier about their kickoff returns holds here. They've got a very good kick return team. Good kick by Deke. Oh, a nice tackle made there by the Raiders, and that was Dow Cameron who tripped up the returner.
And again, the kick returner kind of messed his own return up because he caught it backpedaling. That allows Dow Cameron and the rest of the guys to really penetrate into that blocking scheme and to make them start inside their 20. That is great, great kick coverage.
So the line of scrimmage is the 18 for Natkowski and the Mules. They now find themselves down 1.
We'll take that interception now.
Natkowski to throw across the middle, and the pass is caught. Nice catch there by Feaster.
Yeah, one of the only inaccurate passes we've seen from Natkowski. Feaster had room to run. He catches that standing up.
Picked up 4. 2nd and 6. Feaster goes in motion. Natkowski rolls that way. And he throws to Feaster, who is knocked out of bounds. Don't know if he got the first down or not. Griffin made the hit. And they're going to say short of the front stick. 3rd and 1.
You know how they changed the rule a few years ago, not allowed to pick anybody anymore? So now they call them rubs.
Yeah.
That was a rub.
That was a rub.
That was a rub. They ran right into Cordell Ford, who was supposed to guard him.
3rd and 1. Natkowski wants to throw, and he does across the middle, and he managed to get it to
ball skipped on the ground. Incomplete.
Daniel, but he trapped it apparently.
Yeah, that's huge for Mount's defense.
4th and 1.
Again, Natkowski threw the ball into the ground with an open receiver. So he's picked a bad time for the Mules to get inaccurate. Right there you can see. Yeah. If they had our cameras, that might have been a completion.
Well, and they are.
Mount got break, Harry.
Yeah. You're right, because they had a touchdown negated in the first half. So it's 4th and 1, and look at, this is a time when you never know what could happen here. I think they're going to punt it away, but.
Well, we got a new punt returner, a new old one. Robbie's in there.
And this takes a Mount Union bounce at about the 42-yard line or 38-yard line, and that's where Mount will put it in play. So the defense does a great job. They were aided a little bit by an errant pass by Natkowski, but Mount will have the ball at its own 39, leading by 1 with 11:29 to go in the 4th.
The defense has been lights out the second half. They gave up some yards, not a lot of points in the first half, but this second half, they've really been good. That was Robbie Kirchner when I said Robbie, the punt returner. He returned punts most of the season and then hasn't the last couple of games, but he's a sure-handed guy. That's why he's in there.
So Petroselli in there for Mount Union at running back. Plunk the quarterback. And it's going to be Petroselli trying the right side. Tried to cut it upfield and managed to pick up about 3 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 7. This is you mentioned it's Petro time back in the 3rd quarter when he scored his 53-yard touchdown. Well, this is also a time when he can, if they can use his ability to run the ball and keep the clock moving. They do have the lead, but they do need to score again, no doubt. And we've got an injured Raider after that play. Yeah, on the turf, that is Poundstone, Brandon Poundstone.
Yeah, Brandon tried to get up and get back in the huddle or at least walk off the field, but couldn't make it. And went back down, so we'll have a sub tackle now, and we're already down, missing 1 starting tackle on the other side when Bear had to have knee surgery a couple of weeks ago. So you start to find out about your depth in a very important time here when backup linemen have to come out.
Yeah, and how about that O-line this year, though? They were really inexperienced, and as the season wore on, you see that they were picking it up. They protected Plunk nicely, and they're playoff ready. But you're right, to have 1 or 2 go down hurts.
Yeah, that spring season, the shortened spring season, was invaluable to those 3 sophomores. I mean, how many times have you ever seen 3 sophomores starting for the offensive line from Mount Union? But they're good, and they got better and better, and now injuries is kind of eating into that depth a little bit.
So he's okay, at least off the field, and it's 2nd down and 7 for Mount. Fake to Petroselli and a throw to Ruby, who juggles it. Now he's got to beat his man, and he got away, but only got to the 45-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 for Mount Union.
You see a lot of defensive backs when a wide receiver gets it, or even Wayne Ruby, and they'll face him off, like that guy. See that guy right there? And Wayne will put a move on him and go around him. That guy was able to shadow Wayne and get a hold of him, so that's pretty good defense.
3rd and 4. Need to get just to their own 49 for the first down. Fake to Petroselli and a throw to Wygand, who needs to get to the front stick, and he does. He got to midfield, and it's a first down for Mount. Fresh set of downs.
Well, on 3rd and 3, that's a 4-yard play design right there. That's designed just to get the first down. You block the tight end momentarily, slip him out into the flat, give it to him where he can run for the first down. Good play by Evan Wygand. He's had a nice game.
Yeah, Sanders made the nice tackle, but he just couldn't stop Wygand, who had a full head of steam. First down at midfield. Petroselli looking to get outside, but now he's coming the other way. And he's got some blockers to the 45, and he gets tripped up at the 42.
Petro time. He just has a way of making plays late in the game, late in the close game.
I got to say, his knee touched at 43, so it'll be a 7-yard pickup, and you're right. Boy, there was nothing there. And then he did pick up some blockers, but pretty good defensive effort there.
Look who made the block right there at the point of hit. Braxton Plunk down there blocking. Anything to get to the next week at this point.
That's right. Petroselli with 8 attempts for 84 yards and a touchdown. 2nd and 3 at the 43. Clock running. 9:10 remaining, fourth quarter. Plunk gonna go to the right side. He's got Ruby, and he beats his man going down the sidelines and out of bounds at about the 20. Let's see where they mark it. 20-yard line.
He's tough to tackle. It's only a matter of time before he's going to make somebody miss. We talked about that kid guarding him. Has been really good today. Not giving him yards after catch, but there he gave it to him.
First down, Raiders at the Muhlenberg 20-yard line.
They have some odd numbers. Number 44 is a cornerback. Number 88 is a linebacker. I keep thinking, why they got a linebacker on Ruby? Well, he's not. He's a cornerback.
There's Ruby with 8 catches, 91 yards. And, you know, those catches came later. I mean, first quarter, he didn't have any.
Mostly second hand.
Plunk looking, but nothing is there. Now scrambling, and he's going to have to run it. And he gets out of bounds at about the, well, they say he stepped out at the 17. Picked up 3. Good coverage by Muhlenberg.
Yeah, it was good coverage. Nobody wide open. Just enough pass rush to move Braxton's feet. And, you know, just a great job of not losing yards and gaining 3. Braxton doesn't run it much, but he can. Got good speed.
Got to keep him healthy.
That's exactly.
But like, as you said, you know, anything to get to the next game now. 2nd and 7 at the 17. It's Petroselli cutting it upfield, battling forward. Gets it close to the front stick. He needed to get to the 10.
Looks like they're marking it right on the 10.
And they have not indicated first down yet, have they? Or did they? Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yep, first down.
Saw some Mount players signaling it was
yeah, I did
down.
too.
They're close enough. They know what it was. But, you know, now it's 1st and goal from the absolute longest point on the field, the 10-yard line. No first downs, but, you know, that also gives you a little room to run this pass game.
1st and goal at the 10. Clock running. 7:20 now remaining in the fourth quarter. Mount by 1. Trying to add on. Straight up the gut goes Petroselli, inside the 5 and down to about the 3.
Well, Mount chose to go north and south. A lot of times they put their running back off to the right or left, and it's kind of a lateral run before you cut and get up in the hole. That time's like the old I formation, Harry, like when you and I played. Just give it to them, say go straight ahead with all you got, buddy.
The old eye, you don't hear that very much anymore.
He's in it again.
Here we go. Petroselli this time is met, and even though he did have second effort to the 1, yeah, he got spun around. He actually did get in, but only after his knee touched, and so I think they're going to give him the 2 and make it 3rd and goal at the 2. Let's look at it again.
You know, a lot of times Petro kind of lands on people and then gets up and keeps running. That's what he's doing right now because there's a defender underneath him. But the referee said when you went down, your knee hit, so that does make him down. Derek Harvey limping off the field, not looking very good. 2 tight end set, 3 tight end set. First time we've seen it today.
3rd and goal. Petroselli's trying to go wide. He dives in. Touchdown!
Well, that was a great effort by Petroselli. It was, again, a north and south straight ahead run, and there wasn't much room up in there. He chose to go around the left side. A guy got into his legs, but he reached that ball out. Let's get a good look at it here. Right there, he's got to lunge it. He does.
Petroselli, he goes 5'9", and he needed every bit of that.
Every inch of it, yeah. And again, Petroselli comes up huge in the fourth quarter.
Extra point attempt by Deke. Ball is down. Kick is in the air, and the kick is good. And Mount now leads by 8.
Well, it's still really important for the defense to keep him out of the end zone because obviously you go get a touchdown and go for 2, you can tie it. There's Petroselli.
Take another look. You know, Petroselli had 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns last week. And now with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, well, not the second half touchdowns in this case. Now you had Parker scoring in the fourth quarter. Petroselli scored on a 53-yard run in the third quarter. So that's Petroselli's second touchdown, both in the second half.
All right, first things first again. Get that kickoff down there, get great coverage, make Muhlenberg go a longer way. I know as an offense, you give them a short field, man, they feel like their chances are really good at getting a touchdown. You make them go the whole field, chances are something's going to happen bad in that drive. Penalty, sack.
No lead is safe with Natkowski at quarterback. This guy has been outstanding.
He's really good. His stats don't lie.
So here's Deke. High, hangs up there a pretty long time. Let's see about the return. Raiders converge quickly, and they're going to get it to about the 27-yard line. And they have 73 yards to go in 6 minutes here in the fourth quarter to try to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie.
KJ Redmond, Dow Cameron again down there making that tackle, and a little better than the last time from Muhlenberg, but 31 or 26-yard line's not bad at all. Good place for Mount's defense to make a stand and make him punt.
So Natkowski brings them out. Raider defense called upon again, this time with an 8-point lead to try to stop this Mule team. Natkowski rolls. He's going to go to the sideline and short hops it.
Yeah, so Natkowski has picked a really bad time for the Mules to get inaccurate, but that time his lead foot slipped, and that's why the ball went into the ground. But his last 3 throws have been badly off target.
A little bit short.
Yeah.
Ball diving. So 2nd and 10.
And that ball flew into the wind too, Harry. So, you know, that'll nose dive you a little bit.
Yep. And again, rolling. Raiders are coming from the backside, but it gets picked up, and the ball's dropped. Oh, that is Feaster who dropped it.
Yeah, you don't see that kid drop many balls. I had a quarterback coach once that said you need to sue your receivers for non-support. They're dropping too many balls, but they surely are. And that's Eli Beers, I think, down on the ground, and he is one of the very good defensive linemen and one of the better pass rushers, so that would be rough to have him go out of the game.
I saw him hop off the field earlier, and so he may have re-injured whatever it was that got him originally, but here's a pass to Feaster, which would have been enough for the first down that just he didn't come up with. Look at it again.
You can see Beers went down, and even with his injury after he went down, was reaching up to try to get a hand on the quarterback. You can see again, that offensive good. There's Mount Union guys on the ground. That means they're knocking them down.
So there you see the score with 5:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Mount Union 29, Muhlenberg 21. We'll be back right after this. So Beers does come off the field under his own power. like it might be in the shoulder area. And right now it is 3rd and 10 at the 26-yard line. How many times? How many times have I said how many times? the third down is an important play.
Get a stop, force a punt. That'd be great for the Raiders.
Matkowski with the ball batted in the air and almost intercepted. Boy, that was an almost acrobatic grab by Mason McMillan.
Yeah, great job by Mason. The guy that jumped and tipped it was Rossi Moore, number 8 on the blitz. And folks, watch Rossi Moore from the bottom of the screen jump right there and tip it up in the air. And then McMillan almost corralled that thing. Wow, that would have been a break that would have made up for a lot of those other bad breaks.
That's true. Well done by the Raider defense, though. They've forced Muhlenberg to punt.
Robbie Kirshner back to return.
Olafers is the punter.
Mount setting up a return here.
Nice kick. Kirshner will call for the fair catch and receive it at the 36. Where Mount will put it in play with 5:39 to go in the 4th. The Mules have 2 timeouts remaining. Mount with all 3 of theirs.
And years ago you wouldn't have said this, but now you do. You got to take time off the clock with this drive. I mean, you got to let the clock run down. A lot of times coaches would think that screws up your momentum and you just want to go ahead and play football. Well, not anymore. You got to keep the ball out of that offense's hands. So expect them to come in and out of the huddle a little more slowly, let the clock run down, and try to get this clock down to zeros with a lead.
Well, Mount will bring Petroselli in at running back.
Probably a few more run plays because of that, too.
And Petroselli cuts it upfield and gets tackled after a pickup of about 3. Yeah, you're right. They'll let the clock run down.
So with a couple of newer, especially one recent new offensive lineman, you're missing one of your blocking tight ends. You just got to really challenge these guys to get a push, stay on your man. Running backs run hard.
They picked up only 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8. And it's Petroselli again looking for running room in the middle, and he does manage to get the 40-yard line, but it's going to set up 3rd and 6. And the clock now goes inside of 4:50.
Muhlenberg used that timeout early on that 4th down call, and so they're down to 2. But still lots of time. I mean, you really want to get a first down here.
So you could pass here. I think you can pass here. I mean, we're not inside of 3 minutes.
Right.
Where, so.
Try to pick that first down up. Muhlenberg's bringing some people.
And Plunk throws. It's caught, but I don't know if he got the first down.
They're going to mark him a half a yard short.
Half yard short.
So now Coach Dart's got a decision. If you get a first down here, you really run it down, make it tough on the Mules. If you punt it away, you make them go a long, long way. But they've got time to do it.
Oh my! 4th and about a half yard. Mount's offense is staying on the field, at least for the time being. Clock's running down.
This is where it's a little tougher on a shotgun team because you're operating from 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You get up under center and quarterback sneak it and get a push. It's a little easier.
They need the 46. Petroselli isn't going to get there. First down, Muhlenberg. Mount gambles and loses, and it'll be Muhlenberg ball at the 45.
Second time they've gambled on 4th down with a run and haven't picked it up. This time they give a short field back to Muhlenberg with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from a tie game. So that was a great job by Muhlenberg and just not the push that Mount Union needed. It's on the defense again, right?
Yes, it is.
They've been huge this half.
And it is an 8-point lead, so it does mean that they have to score and get the 2-point conversion. But should be a big boost here for the Mules.
Mount going for the knockout punch there, and I agree with the call. Just didn't work out for him, so now you got to make up for it and play some D.
Across the middle, Natkowski can't connect. Going once again to Mitch Daniel, but
slant route that time to Daniel. And even though he's a little guy, he's caught a zillion balls this year, and He's shown that he can catch a tough ball, but not that one.
Well, the Mules have 4 downs now. There's no question about that.
Yeah,
so,
buddy. It's all or nothing.
2nd down and 10. Feaster comes in motion, lines up in the slot. Raiders give some pressure, and there's a bobble and a drop. That one was intended for Jenkins, and Jenkins couldn't come up with it. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he was only going to get a yard or 2, but still, you just wonder what in the world is happening to these receivers today. In the second half, they can't catch anything.
And a terrific catch for a touchdown. But,
yeah.
Well,
right. They're good. I mean, they've done it all year long. I don't know what it is today.
3rd and 10. Matkowski with the throw, and incomplete. Threw it a little bit behind the receiver that time.
Derek Bradley on the coverage, and there was contact, but you throw the ball that badly behind a receiver, they're going to allow you to bump into him a little bit. And again, Matkowski is just not. I wonder if maybe he can jam a finger or something. He is just not throwing it. Well, I want him to not throw it one more time.
There's the 4th down conversion numbers. Muhlenberg 2 of 5. Mounts 0 of 2. This is a big one. 4th and 10. Matkowski has plenty of time, throwing deep, and he overthrows, and Mount will get the ball back.
Look who's in there on the pressure. Duke Hill right in the quarterback's face. Eli Beers coming off that injury to get pressure, and that's why he had to throw the ball quicker than he wanted to on that corner route. That's a timing route, and the timing was not there. Wow, Mount Union's defense.
So they gave him the short field by not converting on 4th down, but the Mules unable to take advantage, and Mount gets it back. Keep in mind the Mules have all 3 of those timeouts, or they have 2 of the timeouts.
Yeah. How about after a fumbled punt return and a messed up 4th down conversion, your defense comes out and gives them 0 yards both times?
Says a lot.
That sure does.
So Mount gets it back. And it's going to be it's Parker this time, gets tripped up after a pickup maybe of a half yard.
Well, Muhlenberg knows Mount's going to run the ball too, so they're going to crowd the box right here, and you just have to hope you can catch a crease or do a little play action, pull it out of there and make a completion. But 1st down here is huge because it allows them to start making Muhlenberg take those timeouts.
That's right. There are those who might think maybe the Mules should be taking the timeouts now, but
there's a ways to go yet. You got to stop them first.
Nothing doing there.
They might take one now.
And yeah, they're going to rush in and call the timeout. Muhlenberg calls the timeout with 2:53 remaining.
Well, Mount's just not making it easy on themselves. When they had to have drives and 1st down conversions and points to get back into the game and get the lead, they did. Now they want it to put the game away, and they can't. They can't do it right now, at least yet. It's 3rd and 11. They hit this one. They're still rolling, but you got to credit Muhlenberg's defense. Their backs are against the wall. They have to have stops like Mount's defense did earlier, and they're coming up big too.
Yeah, they are.
I know they're all good at this point. But there's some other teams in this quarterfinals not playing teams as good as this.
So here's a little factoid for you. Mount Union playing in their record-setting 125th playoff game today with a playoff record of 106-18. They've won more games than any other Division III team has played.
Wow.
So another tough decision here for the Mount coaching staff. They've got 3rd and 10.5 or so, and you throw for it to get the 1st down, risk the incompletion.
If you run it, they burn their last time out and they got nothing, and you punt it away.
That's right.
If you throw it, you got a chance for the 1st down, but if you don't get it, the clock stops and you still punt it away.
And they are looking to perhaps throw. Plunk, though, is going to actually just take a knee there after he rolled out, ran a little bit of clock.
Yeah, I like the strategy because you give yourself a chance for a wide open receiver to throw it for the 1st down. If not, sit down, take the loss, bring on our punter. Make the clock run, which they did, and now the last time out is taken. So that was really good strategy by Mount Union's coaches.
So
You'd like not to have lost 6 yards, but you're hoping your punter can make up for that.
Yeah, you want the good punt here and then put it on your defense, which has been called upon time and again here in the second half to stop. So we'll see what happens here, as Piccirillo, no doubt, will be called upon to.
So they got it down to 2:37, no timeouts. But with a pass game, you can throw the ball to the sideline, which they're very good at, Muhlenberg, to get the clock stopped. There are other ways to stop the clock. This is enough time for Muhlenberg.
Definitely. I mean, in college football, it's 2.5 minutes is a lot.
That's
of time.
why Mount needed that other first down. One more first down. Now they can probably turn the ball over to them with less than a minute to go, and now they're in panic mode. But they got to get this punt off. Will Muhlenberg come after him, or will they try to return it? They've returned 2 punts for touchdowns this year.
So here we go. Piccirillo in punt formation. Long count. Takes the snap. Almost went to a knee there. He did go to a knee.
Hunter was down when he recovered the ball.
Oh,
First down
my.
and 10.
I said almost, but the referee said he did touch his knee to the ground at the 25. So that puts the defense in a bit of a rut here.
Well, if Mount Union ends up winning this game, these kids should realize that they can do just about anything and overcome adversity, because it has all happened to them today.
I'm not sure that knee touch, but anyway, it was close. Referee was right there. So here come the Mules. They got plenty of time now. 25 yards to cover. No timeouts. Natkowski sends his man in motion. He's going to throw, and it is caught. And that's going to be it, as Feaster was wrestled to the ground after the whistle blew, but he hadn't given himself up at that point. So it'll be second down. It's a gain of about, we'll call it 3. 2nd and 7. Natkowski, this is that screen that we've seen before, and he cuts it to the outside and picks up probably a first down, depending on the spot.
3rd and 1, I think.
Yeah, I guess he did not get to the 15. It'll be 3rd and 1. Catch made there by Murphy.
Well, they're going for it on 4th down for sure.
Yep.
So they could even throw it on this one if they can think they can run it on 4th down to get it.
3rd and 1. Across the middle it goes. First down yardage to Murphy. He's still struggling inside the 10. They're going to mark him down at the 8. 1st and goal at the 8 with 1:38 remaining.
They're liking those slant routes. That's what they've gone to here. And, Mount likes to throw the quick out because they got arm strength. This quarterback throws slants, so the defensive backs kind of got to give a little inside lean on that coverage.
Natkowski goes across the middle, touchdown. Feaster on the reception, and now for the 2-point conversion.
Well, he got accurate again, didn't he? Made a couple of nice throws on that little series there, but you're right, it all comes down to this. And with no timeouts, 1:20, and they're going to kick the ball to you, they're going to have to go onside kick if they don't get this 2-point conversion. So Mount has to stop it. That's all there is to it. You stop it, you basically get a win. If you allow them to get the 2-point conversion, we're going to be playing more football today.
So here we go. Wow, it has come down to this 2-point conversion at the 3-yard line.
They're definitely going to throw it. Those guys up front got to get a huge push, get somebody into the vision of that quarterback.
Feaster goes in motion and then goes back. Natkowski looks, throws, and it is a tie ball game.
Yeah, slant route again. They really went to that slant route in the second half here. Easy throw, easy catch.
29-29. They got it done, but they got help, obviously, on the short field, as Natkowski connects on a touchdown pass and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they haven't been able to move the ball the whole second half out in the field. But with a short field, that really improves your chances.
Well, Mount, if you're wondering, has all 3 of its timeouts.
And a minute 20. So they got some time to do some damage. All they need is a field goal to win it, right?
That's right.
So based on what they do with this kick and what the return looks like, they may have, I don't know, 40 yards, 40, 50 yards to go to get a kickoff. Now, there is some wind. It's a crosswind, so that doesn't make it any easier, but it's not going to hold your kick up a whole lot. So they got to get the ball down in there to, well, I don't know, probably the 25 or 30-yard line to even have a shot at a long field goal.
So it's going to be Stannard setting it up at the 35. And again, the wind is across the field. Nobody's really kicked it into the end zone yet for either team.
Well, Mount needs a good return, and they can do it. And especially KJ Redmond is a really good kick return.
And they're going to make Mount return it. And this is a pretty good return. It'll get Mount up to the 36-yard line, or 37.
Yeah, really good return. Anytime you can get it outside the 35, that's even better than the kickoff team kicking it out of bounds.
That was Darnell Williams on the return, and so Mount, with time and 3 timeouts, will need to move it.
30 yards gets you a chance at a 50-yard field goal. Now that's a long, long field goal.
That'd be a school record.
But 30 yards, that's just a couple of first down throws, right?
If Mount can avoid overtime. Plunk throws high and caught by Ruby. Boy, did Ruby climb the ladder there.
Did he? Throwing it in that hole again, that cover 2 hole, which Braxton, we've said, is very, very good at. And obviously his receivers are great at going up and catching it. They know the safety's coming. They're going to get hit, but they catch it anyway.
Ball at the Muhlenberg 49. Plunk throws. And it's Ruby again who goes down at the 35, but it moves the sticks with 56 seconds to go and still 3 timeouts.
Not an easy throw. My goodness, right between the backers. Ruby went up high and got it. Expected timeout after this one.
Mount moved.
Yep, they're going to back him up 5, and that 5 yards gets very valuable down in here with this situation.
45 seconds to go.
False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. First down. He is elected to take a timeout to avoid a 10-second runoff.
Yeah, good thinking there.
Yep, the runoff occurs when there's not much time left, and they think a team might be doing it to stop the clock.
Well, we'll be back to see what happens here in the waning seconds of this 29-29 game right after this. We are back, and it is going to be 2nd down and 15 it's 1st and 15. I was reading the scoreboard. It's 1st and 15 for Mount Union at the 40-yard line with 45 seconds to go. Game tied. Braxton Plunk back to throw. Being rushed. He is going to have to scramble, and he's got some running room. Slides down at the 30. And Mount will call its 2nd timeout. They said his slide actually started at the 31. That's where they'll place the ball.
Good job by Braxton again. Picked up the penalty yardage and then got another 4 yards. So 2nd and 6. And with 1 timeout left, you want to make that one last as long as you can, because that might be the one that you take to stop the clock and get the field goal team out there.
Plunk had lots of room. Good coverage downfield by the Mules, and then Plunk did the wise thing there picked up about 10 yards on the play, setting up a 2nd down and 5.
So from right here, it's a 48-yard field goal. That's doable. That's doable. But you want to move it down in there. Make it a chippy field goal. Now, the other thing I'm sure that Braxton knows and that they're reminding him is, if they're not open, you throw it in the ground or throw it out of bounds. We are taking no chances. Stop the clock, but no chances for an interception. This is not a must completion situation like maybe a 4th and 10 is.
2nd and about 6 now as they finally settled on that. Here's Plunk across the middle. It's caught by Manley, and he gets tripped up but breaks a tackle and gets it down to the 15-yard line. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. 28 seconds remaining. The ball at the 15.
You want to spike it here to stop the clock. Give yourself a chance to talk about it.
Plunk does spike it for 2nd down and 10 at the 15.
What a play by Manley, and he's gimpy. There have been a lot of guys limping around out there, a lot of warriors out there playing hard with some pain. But here you can see the crossing route. They love it. Throw it to him on the run, but he breaks that tackle. And then as he's stumbling, he keeps bouncing off more guys. What an effort by Manley. Great job.
2nd down and 10 from the 15.
Yeah, so that means, from here they're kicking it from the 22, so it's a 32-yard field goal, very makeable. But a lot of kickers like it on the left hash, not the right hash. Will they try to move the ball or get more yards?
I have a feeling they might try to get more yards. Well, this was a fumble, and Mount got it back. Back at the 25, though.
They lost a lot of yards, and they're going to have to use their last timeout. Ooh. That's one of those situations that probably trying to make a little too much happen. The pocket caved in on you. It's time to maybe give it up and go for the next play. And just very lucky that Braxton was able to get the ball back in his possession.
So now they're going to put a couple seconds on the clock to 16 seconds. That that got him. It's still field goal range, but it's a long field goal.
Yep. Well, you can still throw it anywhere on the field. Even though you don't have any timeouts, you don't have to throw the out for him to get out of bounds, because if you complete it in the field, you can run up and spike it.
It's got to be a first down, though.
It's 3rd down, that's right.
No, it's got to be a first down.
Now, this is probably going to be an end zone shot and then a field goal. Or try to get the out for a little more yardage, gain a few more yards and make this field goal shorter. It is on the left side of the field a little bit, which is the hash that the right-footed kicker wants.
Well, Deke definitely has the foot for it. He's not been called upon to kick in this situation, though. And so you want to try to make it a little bit easier for him if you can. But if you complete a pass and don't get the first down, they are.
Simons is in at quarterback.
Yeah, Simons is going to be the holder.
Oh, they're going to kick it right now on 3rd down.
This will be a 41-yard attempt by Nick Deke.
For the win.
Right in the middle of the field. Simons on the hold. Ball is down. Kick is in the air. The kick is no good. No good. Boy, that looked good from here. But it did not get between the uprights.
Well, they checked with each other a lot to make sure they saw it.
So Muhlenberg gets it with just a few seconds remaining.
No wind, that thing goes through, right? Because it
very
went
well
left
be.
Just a little bit. Didn't push it to the right as much as he wanted. And the wind pushed it outside the upright.
So I would imagine the Mules will take the knee and we will go into overtime. And that is the case. As the clock runs down, we are tied at 29 after regulation. Boy, Mount's had its chances, right?
Yeah, they haven't been, on a platter, but they've been chances. In a crosswind, 41 yards, that's not an easy field goal, but it was a chance to win the ball game and almost did. But again, there's just been so many things happen throughout the game that could have flipped it one way or the other, and here we are 29-29. Now, you know, Mount has not. They went for 2 earlier in the game, but Muhlenberg just did recently. A lot of those plays are the same plays you're going to be calling here, you know. And, you know, we'll describe the whole thing to you. They're going to do a coin toss and put it out there and let them set up house 1st and 10 and see who can score. But, you know, you want a touchdown because a field goal, if the other team responds with a touchdown, they beat you.
So with the score, 29-29 at the end of 4, we're going overtime, and we'll be back after this. Well, we've got a coin flip at midfield, and this determines who will get the ball first, and then the other team has a decision to make in terms of the side of the field that they want to defend.
Mount won the toss again,
won the toss
deferred, so they want to go second.
Muhlenberg is elected to play on this end of the field.
I don't think the wind really matters. Maybe they want to go the direction that Mount just missed the kick in case the kicker has to come back out. He's got that in his head, you know.
Yeah.
I missed it this end the last time. Because with no wind, it really doesn't matter which direction you go, north and south, or no wind in your face.
We've just been handed the stats after 4 quarters. Mount has 556 yards total to Muhlenberg's 287.
Yeah, if you play the game on stats, you know, we're out of here with a victory easy.
That's right. So they will set the ball at the 25. That's where the Mules will put it in play in the first possession of overtime.
8 red zone trips by Mount Union's offense. They've scored 4 times. That's tough to win a game.
So here is Natkowski. Not a great game for the Mules. He fakes to DeLuca, wants to throw, does throw. He's got a man at the 15 who stays upright and picks up the first down at the, I think they're going to spot it at about the 14.
Well, they're good at that rollout left, throwing that out. This kid really throws the ball well when he's rolling to his left. Really throws it accurately. Not a lot of strength. He doesn't have a great arm.
So the Mules pick up the first down, a little bit closer now at the 14-yard line. And this is a give to DeLuca, who breaks a tackle, but barely picks up anything.
That offensive coordinator is more bullheaded than I am. Why he continues to run the ball. They're lucky they didn't lose 5 yards on that. They only lost a couple.
Yeah, they did lose 2.
All right, so now Mount's defense, you know, got a little different aiming point to get to the quarterback on 2nd and 13 or 12 or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's about 12. The ball's at the 16. 2nd and 12. Natkowski is going to throw left to DeLuca, and he gets met immediately by McMillan.
Yeah, great tackle by McMillan. Because you want to get it to the ball. The only reason they're throwing it at that kid is he is a running back. Throw it out there and let him be a running back in space. And McMillan just smothered him right away. So now 3rd and 10. Only gave him 2 on that pass. 2 more downs.
Long look to the sideline by the Mules.
Actually, this is the down you got to stop because they might try to kick a field goal on 4th down, although I don't think they got a lot of confidence in their field goal kicker.
We've got trips to the right side. We've seen that formation a lot. Now here comes Feaster in motion, and then there's movement. Movement by the offensive line, and that's going to set them back 5, I believe.
Yeah, that helps because now, you know, it's even harder to get a first down. They might just choose to go to the end zone here.
3rd down.
And if they throw an incompletion, it's a 5-yard longer field goal.
Now they're looking at 3rd and about 16. Another long look.
Yeah, guys up front going to pin their ears back, as they say, and just rush that quarterback.
He's been fairly clean. I mean,
yes, he has.
They haven't gotten to him much.
Yep. It'd be a huge time for a sack. That'd make it a real long field goal.
Feaster goes into the slot. Matkowski to throw. He's going to throw deep into the end zone. Jump ball and bat it away.
Eli Beers put the hit on the quarterback again, made him throw it a little quicker than he wanted to. And again, a ball popping around in the end zone. We can't get a Mount Union Raider underneath it to intercept that thing. That would have ended their drive. Like I said earlier, we don't have stats on their kickers, but they would have kicked it earlier if I think they had a lot of confidence in this guy, and this is going to be a 35-yard field goal.
Yeah, 35-yard field goal by Nick Stannard. He's the guy who kicks off. Ball on the left hash. Good snap. Kick is up. It's got the distance, and the kick is no good.
Left, just like Deeks. Neither of them played the wind enough, and it pushed it just outside the left upright. So now all Mount Union has to do is score to win the game. They don't have to get a touchdown.
So Mount will have a shot at it after a failed attempt by the Mules to get on the board in the first overtime.
A little bit of a low snap. I don't know if that slowed up his timing or not, but you can see the kick looks a lot like Deeks did. You know, yeah. Plenty of distance, high, but just left of that upright.
So all Mount needs is a field goal here to win it.
Of course, you know, you're
but you don't want to leave that to chance.
That's right. You have the mindset, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Right.
But if you come up short, let the field goal kicker come out for a little redemption.
So Braxton Plunk leads them out. Wants to throw. Being rushed. Gets it off to Petroselli, who gets shoved out of bounds. This is a very similar situation as to what the Mules had, where they picked up enough for the first down on their first play, right at about the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 15 now for Mount Union.
And again, safe and secure if you're the quarterback. No chances. It's either your guy catches it or that thing's incomplete. And the other thing is, as he learned the last time, let's get it out before we get pressure and a sack.
Rolling right, looking for Harvey. Now he's going to throw into the end zone, and it's a touchdown! And it is Harvey with the catch, and Mount wins the game. Wow.
Boy, when I saw him looking back inside, I thought, don't throw across your body into the end zone. But Braxton, you know better than I do. Great play.
This is the game winner right here. Braxton Plunk rolling to his right, looking, and finds Harvey in front of the defender for the touchdown. And Matt moves on to the semifinal round.
Had him all the time, huh, Harry?
Oh, my. What a game this was.
You know, it's good. It's good experience to have to come back and win a game, win a tight one.
It is.
You know, all the credit in the world to Muhlenberg. That is a good. No doubt about it. My goodness, 600 yards in offense?
Yeah, they had 600 yards, and Plunk, you know, throwing a little bit off balance there, got a lot on that pass.
He has a real strong arm. By comparison, these are both two really fine quarterbacks, but Braxton's got an arm, you know, a lot better than the other kid.
So an overtime win by Mount Union, and they win at 35-29 on a Braxton Plunk to Derek Harvey touchdown. Wow. I'll tell you what, fans at Mount Union Stadium are accustomed to seeing games that, you know, result in 4 touchdown victories. They have the occasional ones like this one.
They had to stay for the whole game today.
They did indeed. And we've seen some great playoff games right here at Mount Union Stadium, and this one has to rank among the best, especially since they came away with the win. You know, you look down to the south end zone, and I was very hesitant to say it, but when Mount loses at Mount Union Stadium on perhaps the last play of the game or whatever, it is at the south end zone. And so when Muhlenberg chose to go to the south end zone, I thought, are you kidding me?
See, you know too much history. I didn't know that. So it didn't make me nervous at all.
These players don't know it either. But the south end zone has been a problem in games that Mount Union has lost here at Mount Union Stadium. But this time, redemption. The Purple Raiders come away with the victory with a touchdown in that south end zone from Braxton Plunk to Derek Harvey. Well, there you see the final, 35-29 in overtime. So speaking on behalf of Mark Miller for the Image Video crew and Dean Marini down in the truck directing us all, I'm Harry Paytas saying so long, everybody, from Alliance.